And there we go, gentlemen. We are live.
Woo! What's up, everybody?
How's everyone doing?
There.
Is everyone okay?
What's up?
Yep, doing good.
It's
Yeah, man. Doing great, man. Doing great.
This is an oddball time for me. I'm normally a little bit earlier than this, and you guys are probably a bit later than this. So this is an odd one time frame wise. So we'll see how we do. See what kind of. I mean, there's 7 people here already, so as just it goes. So that's not bad numbers to start off with. We'll have a quick go through. Brad's over at Category 3 and me. How's it going, my friend? Are you okay?
Doing good, man.
Johnny over at Boot Chicks Podcast. Are you going all right, Johnny?
You know it, mate. Hey, thanks for having me here, brother.
You're more than welcome, dude. You're more than welcome. We got Brian. Brian goes blue. Brian, you okay, dude?
Hey, how you doing? Yeah, I'm great.
I'm good, man.
Thanks for having me.
Tony down at Basement Blues.
Doing good. I appreciate you letting me be a part of your live stream. I've been wanting to be on one of your live streams for a while.
The Iron Man.
Yeah, mate. It'll be entertaining. It'll be entertaining. And then we've got Alan over at Pop's Movie Dungeon. You okay, Alan?
Doing great, man. Thanks for having me on. I'm excited about this one. I'm a big Arnold fan and glad to hang out with you guys for a bit.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I wanted to keep this sort of light and breezy. I didn't want anything too formal. I just wanted it more as like friends getting together, shooting the shit about some Arnold films. And I thought this kind of setup would have been which way easier than doing something more formal. So this is just a round the table chat kind of thing, really. So, and I've seen loads of people have done these. It's not the first time people have done these streams about Arnold films, but it's always entertaining to see what people's takes are on it, and especially the top 10 as well as because this is all going to be different. I guarantee you we'll be lucky if we hold the same title up for all 10. You know what I mean? This is going to be all over the show, and I was more interested in that really than what people's favourites were. I was more interested in what it was across the board rather than just this is the favourite and that is it. It'll be interesting. It will be interesting. So I'll whip through this chat quite quick, and then we'll make a start. So we've got. No, well, that will not come up.
So is that the Filth Doctor or the Fifth Doctor?
The Fifth Doctor.
Right, why is the chat? I've got no chat showing up here when I click it, which is a great start. Yeah. Oh, there we go. There we go.
But the Filth Doctor would be a fantastic name, by the way.
The Filth Doctor would be even better. The Fifth Doctor is a. Yeah.
It reminds me of Alan's buddy, the Carpenter / Doctor, Dr. Ordinary.
Yeah, he just popped up down here.
Well, the Fifth Doctor's been sort of one of my very, very early subscribers, and he's followed me all the way through. I think he was also the winner on my one and only giveaway as well, so it's nice that he's dropped in here.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
good.
We've got Blu-ray Mark. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Oh, hi, Mark.
What's up, Mark?
We've got Skulder22. Hello, Skulder.
Hello, Skulder.
Got Hall and Oates. The Iron Man.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Hall and Oates. Johnny, how's your morning hunt?
It wasn't good.
Yeah.
Nothing worth bringing home.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, I showed you guys some of the 4 titles I picked up from the Arrow sale today in town, and there was stuff in there, but there wasn't what I wanted in there, so I only managed to come away with 4. But they're still cheap, like they're $8.99. Those Arrow titles at the moment in HMV, so
That's like $12 US.
Yeah, give or take, yeah.
That's still better than we can get them here.
Yeah, it's really good.
Lowest I've seen them is like 15 here.
Mm-hmm.
I hit the jackpot with one of them as well, but I got a which one was it? It was Bloodstone. Has anyone seen Bloodstone?
Yeah, that Bloodstone.
I managed to pick up. Believe it or not, I mean that one's been out for a while, but I've got it home and wrapped it, and it was a first pressing, so it's double disc and a booklet as well for $8.99.
It's a good deal.
So, yeah. Crusher's Movers and Games. I'm watching. Hello, Crusher.
Hey there.
There's my buddy. What's up, Ryan?
Dr. Ordinary. Hey, all.
There's my buddy.
Crusher again. Hello, everyone. Dr. Ordinary. Johnny. This hotel is not pager friendly.
Not sure I quite follow that.
That's from The Hangover.
Right.
Character of Alan has a pager.
Challenger 5150. What's up, boys? Birdley made it on. How's everyone dropping on tonight? Yeah, I'm doing good, my mate.
Doing good.
Doing good.
I'm ready for Monday. Let's go. Let's get over. I hate these long weekends. That's probably the exact opposite of everybody else. But man, I can't get anything done. Nobody's doing anything. Contractors aren't working. Stock market's not open. I'm ready for Monday.
No, not me. I live for the weekends.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I live for the weekend too. And luckily this week in the UK it's Easter bank holiday, so I've been off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, which is 4 days of bliss.
Oh, yeah.
I heard there's a lot of bank holiday sales going on too.
It certainly is.
Brian, did you get some kind of confirmation that the Kino sales coming back for June? Or is that just it was last year? It was the same way.
No, but I mean, I did look at the Blu-ray.com forums, and they do have a spreadsheet of basically a list of the stuff coming out, like the sales throughout the year.
Yeah, they always had the same sales. June,
they always have that June.
March
sale.
into April, Shocktober.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it'll come.
Good deal.
It'll be different titles though, so if you're set on some titles on this one, I would go ahead and grab them.
Yeah.
Again, Dr. Henry, if Eraser is not on everyone's number one, I'm leaving. Dude, Eraser.
The CGI in Eraser is just flawless.
Woo! Yeah.
Flawless CGI.
Yeah, you won't be disappointed. There's some erasers in top tens.
And we are up to date with the chat, though, gentlemen. That's it for the time being. So, is everyone ready for the first pick?
Ready here.
Got it.
Yep. Okay. I'll
All
count everyone in.
Time.
Yeah, we'll all hold them up at one time. I'll count everybody in from 3 to 1, then just hold it up in front of the camera and see what we've got.
Number 10.
Number 10.
Go on, Johnny, dude.
Yeah, I didn't bring the physical copies over here.
Oh, no, don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's fine.
Kick him out of the stream.
My bad.
Just shout it out, dude. Don't worry about it. So, on the count of 3, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, a couple of twins in there. I got Red Eats, Running Man. Which one is that one, Tony?
Eraser.
That is Eraser. All right, cool.
Yep.
That as well, rocking the VHS.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm going to try to pull out as many
Johnny, man,
VHS.
yeah.
Johnny, what was your number 10?
What was your number 10, Johnny?
I had to put it in the list by default, so Kindergarten Cop got it.
Oh, yeah.
That was my honorable mention. That was number 11 for me. I was going back and forth on these two for number 10. And I ended up with doing twins.
Same number 10.
Yeah, me. It's one of those film, Kindergarten Cop. You know what I mean? There's certain sections in it that are really entertaining. For the most of it, I'm not the biggest fan, as Johnny well knows. And my impressions of Ernie out of that one, least said the better probably about that.
I liked where it was going at the beginning, before the kids showed up.
Yeah.
When he's just like this badass, grizzled, cop with a beard, blowing people away. I like that.
Yeah,
And I think I think that was when they were just really trying to get him more into comedy type movies. I
yeah.
really enjoyed Kindergarten Cop,
Yeah.
Yeah.
See that like
especially the
that
little
is
kids. The little kids to me were funny,
Oh yeah.
especially one in particular, whose
You
dad
know,
was a gynecologist.
for that being like
Yeah.
for a 1990 like too, like of course because of my age, like that was like one of my first one
Yeah.
of the very first introductions of seeing Arnold on the screen. So I had to throw it in there just because when I seen the movie, I probably wouldn't have realized like, hey, this guy's a ton of movies. So yeah, very young when I saw that.
Yeah, it's again, like I said, I held Red Heat up.
Mhm.
I mean, a bit of an odd title for Ernie at that particular point in time. You know what I mean? Because his career
Buddy
was
cop movie.
yeah, that wasn't particularly that good of a buddy cop movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They've got him playing.
Too
They've got him
many-
playing a
there's
Russian
too
that's
much
been sent
competition.
over, and yeah,
Like you had too
And
much. You had so much stuff you're competing against that was really good. 48 Hours, all these, and then you throw Arnold, who's acting at level as Wood. It just didn't.
Yeah.
It just didn't work out. But it is in my top 10, but for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah. And it's just in my honorable mentions. This did not make my top 10. I did recently watch this.
Right.
I think I watched this last month, and it fell flat, just like what Brad was saying.
Yeah.
It just didn't.
yeah.
Or maybe-
but for me, it cuts it more than what his comedy roles do and his comedy films do. For me, I sort of zone out when Schwarzenegger started doing that. And you'll see at the end of the stream what I think of some of his comedy stuff.
It does
I
have
just
a lot
can't. I
going
just can't
for it,
take
though.
him.
Like, the movie opens with Arnold fighting a bunch of bodybuilders naked in the snow.
Right.
And then the movie
Yeah.
ends with Arnold and the bad guy playing chicken with city buses. So I mean, on paper, it sounds like it could be great, but it just somehow doesn't exactly work.
Yeah, they just didn't mesh together for me.
Yeah.
Belushi
No.
and Schwarzenegger.
No, it was
No
it was
chemistry.
like they got these two actors. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell do we do with them now? And put them together, and it just didn't really work. I think there was looking for, well, it's like a chalk and cheese combination. You know what I mean? See if it'll work that way, and that doesn't work neither. And so, you know what I mean? It's not as bad as some of the Schwarzenegger films, but it doesn't quite get there for me. That's why I put it in at number 10.
I agree with what you're saying too, but you got to think like Arnold. The reason we give Arnold a pass for his terrible acting, his voice inflections, all the stupid things he does, is he is a very charismatic. He's got a lot of charisma, and you take him and you put him in this role as Denko, and he has no charisma whatsoever. He has to play it totally straight. He doesn't understand funny, any of that stuff. So you took what's good about Arnold and you took it away from him, and that.
And the reason why something like 48 Hours works so good is you got Eddie Murphy and Nick Nolte. Both those guys are just great in something like that. You put those two guys together, you're going to get gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Which came first, 48
Yeah,
Hours or Red Heat?
48 Hours.
48 Hours.
Yeah.
The 48 Hours is like 83. It's early 80s.
Okay, maybe that's
Yeah.
what they were trying to do, is try to get something
Yeah.
like that.
And it sounds good on
So
paper.
Brad, oh yeah,
Yeah,
so he's fantastic on paper. So Brad, what did you hold up there, mate? You held up Running Man.
Yep, The Running Man.
Running Man.
Recently, Alan got a sick edition of this that I'm really jealous about, but
Yeah,
I've been
definitely.
holding out for a proper 4K for a long time. But yeah, I'm a pretty good mark for The Running Man. I like the ensemble cast, and my favorite, of course, Jesse Ventura, and that is pure gold.
Yeah,
I mean, everything he says, all his dialogue. When he comes in as Captain Freedom, and he's like furious, he's got that metal outfit on, and he's going, "I was killing guys like this." Yeah, he's ripping it off and running around. I was killing guys like this 10 years ago with my bare hands. This is a sport of honor. And he tries to point, and it's got this stupid thing on his arm, and he immediately puts it down. That he is so funny in it, and they peppered him in throughout the movie. There's a Captain Freedom's workout video.
It's great. He runs across the screen.
That's how,
that turned to the side like,
are you ready for pain? All that stuff.
Yeah, it's great.
He's so funny in it. I really like his character in it. And then when he kills Arnold in the fake fight, and he just looks into the camera, he's got blood running down his face. And, it's just, everything about it is awesome. But Killian, the game show host too, is so good in it.
Yeah,
so
fantastic.
slimy, horrible. It was a childhood favorite of mine, and Jesse Ventura coming out like the Tin Man, it gets me every time. He's making all the noises as he's walking and everything. Yeah. It's a classic for me.
It is, man. Brian, which one did you hold up again, mate?
I held up Twins.
Twins.
Just a childhood favorite of mine. I always liked it. I was like him and Danny DeVito play off their comedy pretty well together in this one, I feel.
Yeah.
And the only unbelievable thing to me in this movie, besides them being actual twin brothers, is Kelly Preston dating Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
So I don't really see that being a real thing. But yeah, it's a good lighthearted, like, I don't know, Ivan Reitman comedy. You've seen Ivan Reitman doing Ghostbusters and things of that nature, but I hadn't really seen him do much comedy until this. Yeah, I just always liked this Twins.
Yeah, I mean they've been trying forever to put a sequel together for it. You know what I mean?
I don't even want a sequel to that.
Me either.
Yeah, I mean Eddie Murphy was touted in at one point, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They've been trying for ages. I think. Well, I don't think anything will ever come of that.
Yeah, maybe they did in the 90s, maybe, but no.
Yeah.
Too late for that.
Yeah, Man U, they did it with Coming to America. You know what I mean?
That's true.
It's
Did they?
That's an absolute stinker of a film. The second one.
Yeah.
I'm like the only one that likes that film. I like
Awful.
it.
I enjoyed it.
Really? Did you?
Yeah.
It's not the best thing in the world, but it was fun just to revisit that again.
Yeah.
Tony, just refresh us again, mate. What did you hold up on that one?
So I picked Eraser for number 10. I've always loved anything to do with witness protection, and to me, I enjoyed the chemistry between Vanessa Williams and Arnold Schwarzenegger. I thought they did really good together. It's not my favorite. It's number 10. It did make the 10, but I enjoyed it. Plus, if we didn't have Eraser in this, Dr. Ordinary might be a little upset.
I think Eraser, and probably Sixth Day for me are the two least I've watched of his. Yeah. I've watched them a couple of times, but I think that's been about it.
Yeah.
They were those sort of like those films that when people started forgetting about Ernie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, and there was other action stars coming on the scene, but he was still turning a little bit out, and it was a shame, really. You know what I mean? Because the guy was a powerhouse at it. And I think at that particular time there was so many people, like I said, popping up on the scene. He had to take a bit of a back seat.
Yeah.
Pops, what was yours, dude?
Same as Brian. I had Twins.
Twins.
And,
so we got 2 for Twins.
This was a fun movie. I mean, I thought they did really good. We're talking earlier about chemistry, and I thought their chemistry was much better than his and James Belushi's. But this is like the first time I seen Arnold do comedy, like Brian said. And I always loved this film. Probably went in theaters 3 or 4 times to see it when it came out.
Right.
So yeah, had to be in the top 10. But he's got so many movies I love that it ended up at number 10 for me. But and like I said, that was I was going back and forth between this and this, and of course Twins just won out. Even though some of the kid stuff is funny, rewatchability, I'm gonna go after this one about every time. But
yeah, I mean, Kindergarten Cop, like I said before, it's got some really, really good segments in it, and then some of it that falls really flat. It just sort of bobbles along, and it gets a couple of high points, and then it doesn't really go anywhere. And you know what I mean? It's a shame. It's because I think they really, really wanted him to get into comedy, didn't they? You know what I mean? And they tried the best to get him into comedy, and it never really worked. You know what I mean?
I can't think of the actor's name, but the actor's name in Kindergarten Cop, I really liked him in 3 O'Clock High. You guys seen that?
Yeah.
I can't think of his name.
Yeah, he plays the bad guy. He plays the bad guy in it. Yeah, he was in a few
I always enjoy him.
Films,
The cop from There's Something About Mary.
Yes, he was great. He was great in that
like crazy.
Yeah.
He plays pissed off really funny, really well.
Yeah.
You're gonna fry.
But
I forgot he was in Something About Mary. Yeah, that was good too.
Yeah.
Right, let's see if I can catch up with this chat a little bit. I'm having serious opening up. There we go. Christian movie and games. Arnold Schwarzenegger in an Easter movie. Challenger 5150. Yes, I love Running Man. Keep watching that. One of my favourites from way back. It is a really, really good film.
I do love all the ensemble cast too, with all the stalkers and the chainsaw guy on the, all that stuff. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Jim Brown really playing the flamethrower guy.
Yeah. Dr. Henry Razor actually has some great one-liners. I think it's only the later films that he did where they decided to take the one-liner stuff away. You know what I mean? So there's a massive run of films where the one-liners are constantly there.
Commando, for instance.
Yeah, there's a few of them that are completely lifting with it. And I think it does make the movie good for it. You know what I mean? It doesn't take anything away in being cheesy as shit all the way through it. You know what I mean? It is actually good for it. I love that movie Kindergarten Cop pick up on Blu-ray the other day. I mean, I think that's another one that Fabulous put out. A company called Fabulous put out in the UK. They picked a few of these Ernie titles up as I started going through, man.
Yeah, I like that company. They got some good catalog titles.
They have, yeah. I mean, they did quite a bit in the UK, but they've put a few of the Schwarzenegger titles out. Either that or Optimum seemed to be the other company that put a lot of Schwarzenegger titles out.
Cocainum.
22, Cocainum.
There's a red line from Red Heat when he rips the guy's leg off and pulls and dumps it out and goes, Cocainum.
Yeah.
What do you say again, Brad?
Cocainum.
Okay. You just want to hear it one more time?
He's so fucking bad. You can't do anything but go, all right, man. He's like a dog. You just pat him on the head and go, good job, Arnie. Now shoot somebody, Yeah. His voice inflections, I mean, he just can't say anything without Arnoldizing it.
Right.
See, as well as that was probably one of the main reasons that they was heavily used those one-liners, because he didn't have to act for them. Arnold, just say this. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, we're on it. Go. Film it. You know what I mean? It doesn't need a script. Just say this catchphrase. We're done. We're good.
We just overlook. He just plays American in every movie, but maybe Red Heat. But we just overlook his accent. It's obvious he's not from America. His name is not John Kimball. It's obviously something German or Austrian. But we just play right along with it. He plays a red-blooded American hero in True Lies, with a heinous accent. There's no way he was born here at all, but we just go, yep, he works for the U.S. government for sure, no problem. He's a spy for us. Don't worry about it.
Challenger 5150. I'm Detective John Kimball. I think Gun Cop is my favourite movie, seeing him in a comedy style role. I mean, there's that twins. I would say it was on a par. It's fucking better than Junior anyway. Put it that way.
Whoa,
I mean,
hey,
Johnny knows my thing on Junior. Whoa!
Spoiler alert!
That is a big pile of steaming. Challenger 5150. Raw Deal is better than Red Heat. Well,
yeah. I would agree with that.
Raw Deal's a lot of fun too.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Needs a Blu-ray.
Yeah. It's I love the Running Man, great action movie. Oscar nominated coming to America.
Was.
Dr. Ordinary. fast?
I don't know.
I think that was a typo to this
Oh,
one.
Yeah.
That's it. No shells for you.
That's the guy that built my shelves behind me here, by the way. So he's probably giving me some shit for myself.
Mid-level media, what's up, fellas? I better be seeing
What's
some
up, Ken?
Kindergarten Cop. Another Reitman classic. Yeah, man. I mean, that was Johnny's pick for number 10. Dr. Arnold, that's a great scene in Something About Murder.
Yeah. He's even wiping his sweat. He's so pissed off.
I've not watched mine yet.
Before they even go in, he's furious. And
Yeah.
it's like, well, you're a little stressed out. Why don't you let me handle? The next thing you know, he's slamming his head on the table.
And Ben Stiller's like, what the hell?
25, 35, maybe 100. Who keeps track?
I gotta watch that.
Future Boy. Hello, everybody. I'm an 80s Arnold Stallone. 80s Arnold and Stallone were rivals instead of could have been an awesome dudes. Yeah, I mean, they got it on at the end, didn't they? You know what I mean? They did a few films together later on. They came together for Expendables and what's the one where they're in prison together? Escape Plan, is it? Is Escape or Escape Plan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Escape
Whatever that
Plan
one was.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
However many they made. They made a bunch
Yeah.
of them.
Middle of a media, we were just peeing.
Yeah, we were just all pissing. Yeah.
Right, so caught up with the chat there. So is everyone ready with the next pick?
Yep.
I'm ready.
Okay, so is everyone ready?
Yep.
In 3, 2, 1. People are going to hate me.
We're gonna hate
What
me.
the fuck? Was he the beast?
You're just going to pull that up for everyone, aren't you? You know what I mean? It's just
I don't have a copy
Number 6, Beast and
of
Heat.
Red Heat. It's Red Heat. I don't have a copy of Red Heat. So I saw this laying there and went, this'll do.
It rhymes.
Almost the same movie, basically.
What about you, Johnny? What do you choose?
End of Days.
End of Days?
And it
Nice.
is a good one. I picked
That's
Red
nice.
Heat.
Yeah,
But
I haven't seen End of the Days in a long time. I need to rewatch that.
it's good. My wife loves that film. It's a really, really good film.
Terminator 2, so low on the list. How
Man, that's
about
low
that?
on the list, man.
How about
like
that?
it too.
Cut the stream. Alan is going to protest this, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I have. I think we've chatted about this before. I have serious issues with Terminator 2.
Really?
From where Terminator is and what Terminator is and how good it is, it's completely different. I mean, this just ruined the franchise for me. If they'd have kept on going down the lines of what the original Terminator film was, I think they could have got 3 really good films, could have got a good trilogy out of it, and kept it at that. This, for me, was over the top. It was over budget, and they just ruined Schwarzenegger's character in it as the Terminator massively. And I can watch it, but it's really low down on my list. To me, it's just a straight up action film with a kick-ass soundtrack that must have cost them millions, with a lot of explosions and a lot of continuity issues. I can say I can watch it, but I'm not the biggest fan. You know what I mean? And I know people get off of Terminator 2. I know people love it, but for me, it just didn't do much for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like you were saying. Terminator is a sci-fi horror movie. Terminator 2 is a straight up action movie.
Yeah.
So it's just totally different. You could say the same thing, I guess, Alien versus Aliens.
Mm-hmm.
Not to the same degree, but Aliens is
Yeah.
more of an action movie than a horror movie, in my opinion.
It is. Straight up.
Good similarities.
Cameron went in a different direction. Maybe that was what the studios wanted. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
But it didn't stop it from selling like hotcakes because, man, did everybody go to the theater and see T2.
Yeah, again, it was event cinema in the UK. This, you know what I mean? People, there was lines around the block to get into to see this. It was a big money maker. This version I've got is the Skynet edition. If anyone's got that one, it's just loads of
I
special
guarantee
features
you,
on
I
that
know what at least
one.
4 people on this stream what edition they got. At least 4, if not 5, have the exact same edition, the Terminator 2. It'll be showing up. I'm sure it's going to show up later.
Oh, definitely. There's only me stupid enough to put it so low down a list. You know what I mean? It's but go on, Brad, man. What did you show?
I held this up. If anybody hasn't seen this, I highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun.
Beastie.
Men, women, children of all ages. You definitely want to check this out. But this is just a placeholder for Red Heat, which I don't own a copy of. I sold to get the 4K and then forgot about it. So, Red Heat, you know, it's one of the, we've talked about it a little bit already. It's one of those ones where wrong place, wrong time, too little, too late. It just, for a million reasons, it didn't work. But I do love Jim Belushi in it. I think he's doing his best. Arnold is pretty stale in it, in my opinion, but Jim Belushi is really funny in this. He gets coffee poured on he has a comment to say about everything. He's the biggest smartass in the world. And it's totally non-PC. He gets in a fight he goes to a locksmith to get a favor. You know, he needs help with this key. He gets in a fight with the locksmith because the locksmith was married to his sister and he's late on his alimony. And like the dude's there in the middle of the night to do him a favor. They get in this huge. It just, Jim Belushi is the reason Red Heat is anywhere is even passable in my opinion. But I like Red Heat. It's a childhood favorite of mine as well. But it's near the bottom of the list. It's 9 for a reason.
Yeah. Johnny, what was yours, man?
It was End of Days, man. I feel, man, that movie super slept on. I remember when that thing first dropped too. I went to the theater to go watch that, and I was super psyched over the trailer. From day one since I seen that movie, I revisit that movie a lot. So it's got to be there, man. I think it would have been a little further up the list if there wouldn't have been for a few, but it is what it is, man. I think that's the only time we ever seen like Arnold be in a role like, especially the subject matter of that movie. I don't think you could think of another Arnold movie with any similarity whatsoever.
Yeah,
Gabriel Byrne.
It's definitely a standout. Yeah, it's an exceptionally good film, and there is a Eureka release of that. Eureka put it out in the UK, so there is a nice boutique of End of Days. Some decent special features on it as well. I mean, it came out. I think it came out the same time as what Stigmata came out from Eureka as well.
It was 99. If you come across that, just throw that in the box for me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good release, and it is a good film. You know what I mean? For my wife to sit down and watch a Schwarzenegger film, it must be good, and she really enjoys it.
There you go.
Anthony, you still got a comment up on the chat here,
right? What are we looking at, Matt?
There's a comment on the chat. It's still up here.
All right.
It's been there for a little while. There you go. I didn't know if you noticed it or not. So.
Yeah, man. I don't know what's going on my end. It's taking really a really long time for the chat to pop up on the screen when I press anything.
Yeah, probably.
Whether my internet's struggling because the 6 is in or what, I'm not sure.
Maybe.
Maybe so.
Could be. Brian, what was your pick again, though, mate?
Mine would be the Joel Schumacher classic, Batman and Robin.
Mr. Freeze.
Mr.
It's not a good movie by any means. I just have a lot of fun with this one. I mean, not much I could say about it besides bat nipples.
To be fair.
Brian, what killed the dinosaurs?
Yeah, man. To be fair, he's actually probably the standout part.
The Ice Age.
The Ice Age.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's just Arnold in one of his more goofy roles that I just always liked. As a kid, I just liked watching it. So
it was fun.
This and Batman Forever are always like 2 Batman guilty pleasure movies for me. But yeah, I just figured I'd throw it in my top 10 Arnold list. I have a whole stack of honorable mentions next to me. Oh, basically, the rest of my Arnold collections are next to me. So when we get towards the end, I'll show those off.
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, he does stand out in that film. To be fair, you know what I mean. He's probably one of the better characters in it.
And I bet that suit weighs a ton.
Yeah, definitely. You know what I mean? They've got him painted up in all that sort of silvery blue makeup all the time, and you know what I mean. He's completely bald for it all, and you know what I mean. It's a pretty decent role. Tony, what was yours again, mate? Of course, it was definitely all about the money.
They paid him a lot of money to do that.
Yeah, of course it is. Commando
would be number 9 for me. I enjoyed the film. I just rewatched it today, and just trying to figure out in my head which ranking it would get. And to me, I think it needs to be in the top 10. And to me, it just falls at number 9. It does have a ton of one-liners in it. From a lot of different people in the movie, but yeah, it's a fun movie.
Yeah, it's one of those. It is entertaining. It is fun, but it is very, very generic. You know what I mean? It's completely linear. You know where it's going to start. You get within the middle, and you know what you're getting at the end. It just follows that. It never comes away from it. I mean, for a long time in the UK, it was really heavily edited, that film. I don't know what it was like in the US, but the home release in the UK was edited to high hell. You know what I mean? It's really difficult to get a copy that wasn't edited.
So I actually watched the director's cut
where he's going through the gun cabinet.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. The gun store, the secret room.
And then as far as
and the bit where he takes the saw blade, just goes like that, throws it like a frisbee. That whole scene was edited out in the UK edition when it first came to the home market. It was completely taken out. So if you sort of seen it for years and years.
To answer your question earlier about the editing, we've only begun to start editing, Anthony. We used to never have to worry about this. Now we're starting to go, well, things are being edited. But before, 80s, 90s, early 2000s, they never edited anything. It's rated R for this, and this. Go watch it. Now it's like, so physical media collectors might win out on that one.
No doubt.
One good thing about this movie, though, that it has going for it is the kills, I watched the director's cut. It goes there. It's pretty graphic. It's kind of a cheesy graphic, but cutting the man's arm off, throwing the pipe through the guy's chest, all these different things.
Let off some steam.
Let off some steam. Let off some steam.
Got some really good action as far as the end of the movie. Explosions, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, whether there's a few budget restraints on that one as well, because some scenes seem sort of really like they're short on money. You know what I mean? Like some sections you can tell, they spent it there, but they've really missed out on it here. What's the guy's name that he like the main guy that he fights in that? The actor's name?
It is Vernon Wells. Or Dan. Is that it? Vernon Wells, I think.
Yeah, he did a few films, but not much.
Road
it was
Warrior.
He's he ain't the best. You know what I mean? He's I suppose you're getting what you're paying for, but he isn't brilliant.
I think they hired him off of Road Warrior, going, this is the guy we want, the high energy guy, and it didn't. Obviously, he was a different guy by the time he showed up.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, not normally with Arnold, you come in a counterpart with him that's got the physique and all the rest of it. The guy didn't have it at all. He was a tall guy, but there was no physique. There was no nothing. Just put him in a white string vest for most of the film. You know what I mean? It's But again, it is an entertaining film. It is a good film. Alan, what was yours, mate?
Same as Tony's. It was Commando. I mean, this definitely is going to be top 10.
Commando,
I love this movie. When this movie came out, it came out right after the Terminator. This was Arnold's first big action film after he blew up in the Terminator. I think Terminator was 84. This was 85. one of my favorite things about this movie here is his back and forth with Bill Duke. You know, the big bald-headed black guy that he fights against, who's also in The Predator. It's a lot of fun. They're back and forth, and I don't know. When they're on the screen together, some of my favorite parts of the movie. And I can't think of the guy's name now. The guy that he dropped off the mountain. You said I promised I'd kill you last. Whatever.
Yeah.
That guy's just a slime ball.
Yeah.
I remember him from Dreamscape, and so it was fun having him. He was also in 48 Hours. But yeah, the back and forth with them was my favorite part. And of course, the kill count at the end was just astronomical. Yeah. You know, when he's busting into the camp. So that was a lot of fun back in the day. But it is very generic. You know, it is a little over the top, whatever. But I mean, I come back and watch this every couple of years. It's still a real fun movie. Definitely going to be in my top 10.
The whole mall scene was pretty good too. It had a lot of good action scenes in the mall, with him swinging up and getting on top of the elevator and all that good stuff.
Yeah, and the way the movie starts off, he's carrying the big ass log, you know, just to show what a badass he is. And then you know, who's his daughter? Alyssa Milano plays his daughter.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a fun movie, man. It holds up for me.
Yeah, it's got one of the biggest continuity errors ever, though, hasn't it? With the yellow Porsche, where the yellow Porsche rolls down and it's just obliterated. There's nothing left.
Yeah. Right.
And he drops the guy over the ledge. He goes down. He comes back and flips the car over. And as he drives away, it's in perfect condition. There's not a mark on it. You know what I mean? And like 2 minutes before,
when he goes to park it, it's beat back up again.
Yeah. But the whole scene where he's holding him over the cliff by his ankle, the original writing for that they wanted Arnold to hold the guy out without any line. They just without any safety. So to film it, to make it look real, they just wanted him to hold him over the top by one leg. And Schwarzenegger went, no, I'm not doing that at all. You know what I mean? You're going to have to put some kind of safety in place. But that's originally how they wanted the stunt to run. They just wanted to hold the guy over the top, which is frightening if you think about it. You know what I mean?
The 80s. Better times.
The 80s, yeah. Who needs insurance?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's,
I did not even know that.
Yeah, it's an odd one. You know what I mean? There's loads of little bits like that in that film. Obviously, where she picks the rocket launcher up. I mean, Christ, where you ever going to find a rocket launcher that's got 4 barrels on it in a shop? You know what I mean? It's never going to happen. Then she fires it backwards.
Right.
You know what I mean? It would have just blown her into oblivion.
She couldn't have even held that thing up, I don't think.
No,
yeah,
not at all. You know what I mean? Never mind fired it. We'll have a quick look in the chat.
No, that's not a joke.
Batman and Robin at number 9. Not a joke.
Not a joke.
If you like it, you like it. It's as simple as.
There you go.
If I would have held up Hercules in New York, it would have been a joke.
Future Boy, Terminator 1 over 2, any day, all day. Yeah, I'm with you there as well, Future Boy. You know what I mean? But again, as far as films go, they are chalk and cheese. They're night and day. They're nothing alike. They're two completely different franchises by that point. You know what I mean? It's one of them. You can look at it is it's a sort of a sci-fi horror, and the other one's just a straight up action flick. You know what I mean? It's Mid-level media, T2 is in my top 10 of all time, but I can't see what you're saying about it ruining the franchise. Think of all the great slasher sequels we could have had. We could have got if Arnold was a bad guy. And it's like I said, Zood. I mean, as far as the franchise went, it pushed it in a completely different way. If we'd have carried on with the way they went, I think we could have looked at something completely different. But money talks, and they decided to go down another route with it. And you looked at anything off the back of that.
Could have just ended. Could have just ended after one.
Yeah, easily. You know what I mean? If you look at everything else that's come out of that franchise, pretty much stinks. I mean, I don't really like any of the other Terminator films. I mean, I suppose they are
come
what
on,
they are.
man.
But
Dark Fate. Come on,
dude,
Dark Fate. That is a peach.
I can't tell if you're joking or not.
Fuck Dark Fate. How about that?
Terminator 2 is his best action movie by my number one for sure. Again, like I say, yeah, I mean, it's probably a lot of people's number one. Loads of people's number one. It's just not there for me.
Yep.
T1 or T2 is all you need. The rest are just hot garbage juice. Challenger 5150. Oh, I don't know, mate. I mean, once you start getting into his sci-fi stuff, you know what I mean? I love some of that cheesy sci-fi stuff that he's done, as you'll see as we get down my part.
We might be talking about just the rest of the Terminator franchise.
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah. Well, yeah, it could very well be.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
So, did y'all get the Sarah Connor Chronicles over there in the UK?
Yes.
TV show?
It came on Sci-Fi Channel.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one. The 2 seasons that they did.
Yeah, I never really stuck with it. I tried from season 1 and it's in and out, and I just couldn't get to grips with it really. So I probably need to look back at it now. You know what I mean? It may do something a bit more for me now than what it did originally. Future Boy, if anyone puts Junior in the top 10 unscribing, I'd unscribe myself if it was in there, you know what I mean?
Fair warning. Just saying. In fact, maybe you should kick me out of the stream before we get any higher.
Challenger 5150, Future Boy. I can't blame you on that one. School of 22, you sure Eureka of End of Days? Can't find at least three. Yeah, I'm 100% sure, mate. Yeah, definitely. Challenger 5150, the 80s equal the reasons we can't find good kilk anywhere.
Amen. Amen.
It's well, the reason you can't find any guns, like me and Johnny said the other night, Jean-Claude Van Damme's done it all.
All of it.
Or he's stockpiling it.
The guy's a vacuum cleaner, man. He doesn't even have a nose anymore. It's just 2 vacuum cleaner hoses just doing like 4 pounds at once. It's fine.
He's an animal.
Guy's not even ashamed of it. He's very vocal in fiction.
Oh, yeah. He's quite open about it.
Mm-hmm.
So we're up to date with the chat. Okay, everybody ready for the next pick?
Yep.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Oh, what the fuck?
Commando, man.
Commando.
I don't have
in the twins. Oh man, that media book's amazing.
It's crazy good.
It's really, really good.
Again, I don't have a copy of Commando anymore. I sold it off for the 4K. Forgot about it. This is a better movie than Commando anyway, but it is called Commando Ninja, and it is an homage to 80s Arnold classics. So
as many films
haven't seen it. Free, and it's available on YouTube by the creator of this. So check it out in HD on YouTube.
Sounds like you need to start making a list of things that you sell that you need to repurchase.
Yeah.
Start keeping track.
Listen, I don't like to buy movies, guys. Everybody knows that. So I just
none of us do.
I'm trying to hold off until I get settled.
Do better.
Then I'll ramp up my movie buying. Kind of taking a break on movie buying, and I have been for about a year.
Yeah, I see that.
It's like I'm having a few internet issues here. It seems to be dropping in and out. I'll keep my eye on it. Yeah, for me, we're getting into the realms of the whole sword and sorcery stuff with him now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think ruined the Conan franchise at the day. You know what I mean? It was what it was.
Dropping frames.
It's nowhere near as good as this internet is dipping all over everywhere.
Dun, dun, dun. Just go with it, mate.
Just roll with
it. If it carries on anymore, you'll have to give me 2 minutes. I'll have to move out of my room. I'll have to go and sit down near the router, see if that makes it any better. But yeah, it's if you're a Conan fan, then the quality between Barbarian and Destroyer is massive. But it's still entertaining. But what they wanted to do with this film, they wanted to earn that extra money with it that they didn't earn on Barbarian. They wanted to make this more sort of PG-13, 15 friendly compared to what Conan the Barbarian was. So there's less decapitations in this. I mean, there's nothing. There's less bloodshed in it than what there was. So they wanted more and more people to go and see this one at the cinema, and I think it really took it away from it because there was plans to do more Conan films. But I think by the time this one had finished and was released, Arnold said, "No, I'm not doing any more. If that's what we're going to do with it, this is not what I signed up for." So that's that. Again, it's entertaining enough, and I do really like it. Again, there's a massive continuity issue in this one. The start of the film, Arnold is in really good shape, and he's constantly walking around with no shirt on, like he is in Barbarian. And then halfway through this film, he decides that he's going to leave the filming of the film and go and enter Mr. Universe. And the director goes apeshit because he knows what that means. And that means he's going to change the look of his body. And Ernie gets absolutely fucking ripped. He's like massive. And by the time he comes back to start filming again, he doesn't look the same at all. He's a completely different looking guy. So they covered him up. So they made him wear clothes for the rest of the film. So the rest of the film, you don't see Arnold without a shirt on at all because he's too big. Which is really weird because when you first watch it, you don't realise that happens. It's only when you start reading about this stuff that you find out about it. And like I said, for the back end of the film, the guy's fully clothed, which is really weird for a Conan film. You know? Mm-hmm. This deserves a better release than what there is. It's just a standalone film. There's no extras, no features, no nothing on this. And it's been same with every release of this film, whether it was on DVD or whatever. There's never been any extras or features for it. So it does deserve some more love than what it gets. It is what it is as a Conan film. I do enjoy it, but it's nowhere near as good as Barbarian.
Oh yeah.
So, Brad, you went with Commando?
Yep, I went with Commando. We've already talked about it, but the one-liners are ridiculous. They're great. One that wasn't mentioned is when he breaks the guy's neck on the plane. You know, don't disturb my friend. He's dead tired.
Yeah. Dead tired.
You know, the whole bit with the plane cracks me up. The plane takes off. They're already like 5,000 feet in the air, and he crawls down. He rips through the plane, and he jumps out by the wheel. And then he just like lands basically on his feet mid-sprint.
And gets right out.
Fine. So no issues there whatsoever. But he did do the arms cross thing. You know, he knew how to fall, apparently.
It's all about safety.
It's all about safety. So, I mean, we talked about at the gun store with the secret room. I'm sure people from other countries believe that's probably how it operates. I wish there was a secret room in gun stores, but there isn't. But that's awesome. The whole bit where there's a whole false wall and he goes back there. And I personally like when he gets dressed on the beach and he puts on like 500 pounds worth of guns and ammunition, explosives, and then takes off running. Like, I don't know. It's a cheese fest, but Commando's a good one. Yeah. And this movie's a great one. Check it out. You can stream it free on YouTube.
I mean, those preparation scenes are a mainstay of any Arnold film. You know what I mean? Any action film that he did. There's at least a 2 to 3 minute sequence where he's prepping up. You know what I mean? And without fail.
On,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Painting his face and Why do you put camouflage on and make yourself and then just run through the front door to blow everybody away? I got to make sure I blend in with the background in broad daylight.
broad daylight. He's blacking up in broad daylight. I can understand if he's putting green on, or he's putting some foliage or something like that. He's putting fucking black paint on in broad daylight. And you're going, dude, you'll see from.
You just imagine the people at the base just going, "What the hell is that? Who is that guy? What is going on here? Is this a drill?" But Commando's a good one. Didn't make the top 5, but
it is.
Top 10 for sure.
It is entertaining. And it was one of those that I saw really early on when I was young. You know what I mean? Any birthday party that I went to when I was young, you'd always get a Schwarzenegger film. And everybody wanted Commando. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It was entertaining. Johnny, what was your pick, man?
Number 8 for me was Escape Plan.
Nice. You know what? I've only ever seen it once. And that's quite a long while back. That may have been when it first came out in and around that time. And I don't think I've ever gone back to it. I don't think I've ever rewatched it.
It was just, especially for a film like that. I mean, we all know the backstory of how competitive Arnold and Sly were one another. You know, before we got Expendables too as well. I mean, that was great. We got those, but Escape Plan. I mean, of course, that's a jail movie for me. So it's got to be on, and just with that setting alone. So yeah, Escape Plan. I first saw that, I was blown away with it, and I was like, wow.
Well, those two of that cast, if that movie would have came out 20 years prior, it'd have been a blockbuster. I mean, just those two in one movie was something everybody wanted back in the day. So it was just about 20 years too late.
It would have probably had the same success, I'd say, like with Anthony saying, like the lines were around the block for T2 and everything. It would have been the same 20 years
no
ago.
doubt.
You would have got it.
No doubt.
Yeah, easily. Brian, what was your pick, mate?
My pick was The Sixth Day, and I don't know. I heard you saying it was part of your bottom tier, Arnold.
Yeah.
But I think it's a massively underrated Arnold film. Really, it's got a really good supporting cast. Got Michael Rappaport in here, Tony Goldwyn, Michael Rooker's in here as well. It's just, I love the whole like Arnold finding out he has a clone thing, and he smoked my stogie. Like the whole line. There's a bunch of good one-liners in here. Like there's one part with when the Tony Goldwyn's like the bad guy in the movie. His character falls on his other character on his clone or whatever, and he's like basically Arnold's like, when I told you to go screw yourself, I didn't mean literally. And it's kind of like placed in the future. It's kind of futuristic, so it's got these really cool like helicopters in there and a few scenes and stuff, and the whole like the doll that's like animatronic and stuff in it that his daughter likes and stuff like that is like really weird and creepy looking. I don't know. There's a lot of cool aspects. Yeah, I just like it a lot. And it's kind of cool that it's kind of creepy to think that like they would actually do like a repet type thing, like a clone of pet, just so your pet would never like officially die. And that's all. That's actually the basic premise of the role of the movie. And then after each time they clone each other, they have like a little dot underneath their eyelid.
Yeah, to tell them how many times they've been cloned.
Yeah. You've cloned the wrong man.
Yeah, it's one of those that I've probably been back to maybe twice, I think.
Yeah.
I've not watched it that many times, and again, it's one of those I probably watched when it first came out, and then when it came to a home release, and I don't think I've watched it since. I might have dipped in and out when it's been on TV, and I've watched 10 minutes here and 10 minutes there, but I don't think I've ever sat down and watched it fully in years.
Yeah.
And again, I think that again, like I said before, at that time period, you know what I mean. Most people was forgetting about Ernie at that point, weren't they? And it was a shame,
definitely.
really. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was like 15 when it came out, so I saw it in theaters and had a blast with it.
Yeah. It's Tony, what was yours again, Matt?
So mine was Twins, which of course I love this one. It's just a lot of fun. Danny DeVito and Schwarzenegger together was fun. Even the supporting cast. I mean, I just thought it was, I do have the Blu-ray release, but I'm just really trying to focus on these VHS tapes.
That's cool.
I used to watch this all the time back when it first came out. I saw this one in the theater when it came out also, but just a fun movie. I enjoy. This was one of the good ones where I thought the comedy hit pretty well with him and Danny DeVito. That doesn't always happen.
Yeah, I mean, DeVito's a bit of a powerhouse, isn't he? You know what I mean? He's if it wasn't going to work with DeVito being in it, probably wouldn't have worked with anybody. And looking back, if it had been anybody else, it may not have worked.
Yeah,
But DeVito's that good. You know what I mean? He's he brings the whole thing together.
Are we all just going to ignore the fact that Tony's holding up like $10,000 worth of sealed VHS tapes?
VHS tapes.
No, listen. This is open.
Oh,
This is
That's the
before
best plastic, right?
Yeah, I still keep the shrink wrap and stuff on my. Even back in the '80s, or whenever this came out, I was smart enough to know to protect the box, right? So
they're not cheap. I know that. Even open, they're still. I mean, with the stickers and all that stuff. I mean, I'm not a VHS guy, but I know they are not cheap.
And those VHSs wasn't cheap back then either. Them damn things were expensive back in the day. It was hard to do.
VCR itself was a lot of money.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the one difference for us in the UK with VHS, we never got it in those cardboard sort of sleeves that you guys always got it in. Everything that we got was absolutely huge. I'll show you one. I've got one just right here. I mean, look at the size of these damn things.
Yeah, we got a lot of those too.
It's fucking huge.
But I need that. That's awesome, man. I need that. Yeah, that's badass.
Yeah,
That's
I'd rather have that.
It's like a
I need to look into those.
All the stuff in the UK was all big box, and I don't know why you guys in the US got the cardboard like slip things that went over.
I guess they were probably manufactured in the US.
The children's movies came in those big clamshell type.
Yeah, the Disney stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we never got that kind of cardboard sleeve on the VHS in this country at all.
You guys never go like really eco-friendly too. No offense. It's like it's always like real thick cases and real big cases and stuff like that. America tries to go real slim and recycle everything and bullshit. So
yeah, the same.
Yeah, I hate it.
Eco-friendly Blu-ray cases that are garbage.
Yeah, they're garbage compared to the DVD cases.
Don't get me started.
Well, that's the other thing I've took notes with you guys as well. I mean, everything that we get over here on Blu-rays is in a 14mm case, where a lot of stuff that you guys get is in sort of 10s. Again, I don't know why. Yeah, well, I don't know why the difference is. I'm not sure.
It's a big difference.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's whether it's a cost thing or I don't know. It's
no people involved.
Right.
But you can store a lot more of these thin ones.
You can.
In with that's a good thing for Alan. I'm looking at you, Alan and Tony.
Alan, what was your pick, dude?
It was the Running Man.
Running Man, that was the one. I mean, that's beautiful, mate.
Yeah.
That is a really nice
we don't have this on 4K over here. I had to get this from Germany. This is that Germany media book on 4K, and this is a great movie, man. The one thing about this movie is you got Richard Dawson playing the game show host.
Yeah,
he was the
perfect.
I mean, I don't know how he got away with it back in the day, but when he hosted the Family Feud, you got this 40-year-old man kissing 12-year-old girls, right dead on the mouth on TV, and everybody's just clapping. It was the weirdest shit ever, man. But it was really strange. Go back and watch some of those old shows on the Game Show Network. It's like, how did this old bastard get away with this? So it was, but he's a great game show host, and having him in this movie, he was great in it. Of course, you got
hold that up closer to the camera. I want to see it. Oh yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, and I'll show you the inside of it real quick. You got the 4K and the Blu-ray, and of course, I know Johnny hates this like I do. All the writing of this is in German, so you ain't got to read the shit, But you get some pretty decent images in here.
How's the transfer on it?
It's really good. You don't get an Atmos track, but it's really good. I had no problems with it.
I feel like I'm going to throw up. Remember when she says that? She says, "I feel like I'm going to throw up." He said, "Go ahead. It won't show in this shirt."
It won't show in this shirt.
Yeah, show in this shirt. Yeah.
But another thing about this movie here is the guy that plays Dynamo. I had to look up his name. I couldn't remember it. Erlen Van Lith. Johnny Brad, what was that movie that came out from Scream Factory? It was the collector's edition recently.
Alone in the Dark?
Yes. He plays one of the bad guys in that, whatever. And this guy was a damn genius. And he was like a semi-pro wrestler, and he died really early. But whenever I watched that movie, I said, damn, I know him from somewhere. And I had to look it up and say he was Dynamo. So that was kind of cool. You got Jim Brown. The cast of this movie was just great. Of course, you got Dweezil Zappa and Mick Fleetwood. You know, it's just a fun movie. You know, everybody making these cameos, little small bit roles. Just a lot of fun. Not to mention, you know, this is a Stephen King story.
It is.
You know,
it is.
So,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
So
to get Mick Fleetwood in that, in the role that he actually takes as well.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's really, really good. And you would think he was more like a classically trained actor if you look at him, not a sort of megastar sort of musician. It's really weird.
Yeah. But it was a fun movie back in the day. I went to theaters and seen this so many times when it came out. I was a big fan of it. And when I seen that they had a 4K over in Germany, I had to get it. And this thing's really cheap, guys. If you guys want to grab this, it ain't that expensive. So I got it on Amazon Germany. So
cool.
But that's a fun movie. That movie could have been higher too. I love that movie. But from here on out, I had to kind of move stuff around. I wasn't sure where to put them at. But that's one of my favorites.
Cool. Let's have a quick look in the chat. Holland Oates, get on him, Tony. Do better, Brad.
Yeah.
Trying to slow down. I've been trying to slow down my movie buying for about a year, so it's working real well.
5 Kino orders.
Yeah.
No comment.
Crusher, Terminator kills your Wi-Fi because you don't like T2 anymore. Possibly, mate. Challenger 5150, a real early film is Hercules in New York back in the 70s. His accent was so thick it had to be dubbed. It did, mate. He was illegible. You know what I mean? Some of the stuff he did no idea what he was saying. So yeah, he got a voiceover. Still don't. Yeah.
Got to put the subtitles in every movie he's in.
School of 22, the non-UK release of Conan the Destroyer has more extras. Right, mate, tell me more. Tell me more, because obviously all the stuff that was UK released, DVD, Blu-ray, whatever, has absolutely nothing on it on Destroyer whatsoever. So if anyone can give me some information on that, I will be all over it.
Yeah, tons of bonus features.
Really?
Well,
I don't know how he does this. How does he know where those movies are?
What it is
in that room? He just goes right to where they are and pulls them.
Because it's called being organized.
10,000 titles.
I know that's not the best picture, but this is Conan the Barbarian, and these are all the special features.
Yeah.
Put up in here. Now, Conan the Destroyer only has the theatrical trailer, and that's it. But as far as Conan the Barbarian, it got a really good release.
Yeah, I mean, Barbarian over here has a hell of a lot of special features on it. It's for some reason it's just Destroyer. I don't know why Destroyer is not.
It's the opposite here.
Yeah, so Scolder Man, if you can help me out in the comments, mate, and tell me where the region is from that has got loads of extras on for Conan the Destroyer, to be very helpful, please, mate. I'll have a look at that. Challenger 5150. Imagine having a few hundred to 1,000 of those huge VHS cases in a collection. Yeah, man. It's. I mean, you're not rocking many of those. You know what I mean? Just the sheer weight of them alone would take your shelves out. You know what I mean? Never mind how much space it takes. I mean,
take the floor out.
Oh man, I'll show you it again, but just even the inside of it.
Yeah.
Just the sheer thickness of it.
Be kind, rewind.
Be kind, rewind. Yeah, that is none of my VHSs are rewound. I've not got anything to rewind them on anymore.
Yeah. You don't have anything to rewind them on anymore?
No, I've no VHS player anymore.
Oh man, I still got mine.
It's been years since I've had one. Cody Montana, ahoy,
What's up,
mateys.
Cody?
Hello, Cody. How's it going?
What's
Hey,
up,
Cody.
What's going on, Cody?
Running Man soundtrack is kick-ass. You're right, it is, mate. It's brilliant. It's absolutely superb. To be fair, there's a couple of soundtracks of Schwarzenegger films that are absolutely fantastic. You'll hear me bleat on about one of them in a bit, but there's some really, really good ones. Really good. Challenger 5150 is saying hello to Cody. Challenge 5150. He's Sub-Zero now. Just plain zero.
Plain zero.
Plain zero.
There's so many one-liners in that movie.
There's every kill. You know what I mean? Every kill has got some fantastic ones. But even the sort of bad guys in it have got brilliant sort of little segments. You know what I mean? I love this chainsaw. It's a part of me. Now I'm going to make it a part of you. You know what I mean? It's
That Ben Richards is one bad motherfucker.
bad motherfucker. And one more in the chat that we can have a look at some more. I have a great lots of video store collection still. Yeah, I mean some of it's absolute gold. But again, it's just a space killer for me.
Hey, Coco.
Coco's in here. Hey, fellas.
what's
Hello,
up?
Coco.
Hey,
What's up, Coco?
Okay, so we're up to date with the chat.
And Coco, this is for you. I've got to do the pops knock on the steelbook, so that's for you.
Okie dokie. Is everyone ready with the next pick?
Yep.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Nice multiples. Last Action Hero a couple of times though. I went with Raw Deal. Brad went with T2. Brian went with Kindergarten Cop. Johnny, what did you go with, man?
This is number 7, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Raw Deal.
Raw deal.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those films when you talk to people that obviously have watched this kind of stuff, it's the one that just the general public never remember. I think you have to be a bit of a Heard and Ernie fan to remember Raw Deal. But I always really enjoyed it. It always looked low budget. It always looked a bit grindhousey when it was
70s is what it felt like to me.
Just sheer dirt, grime, sleaze. You know what I mean? You've got the whole mafia thing going on in it. He's a bit of a bent cop. Well, I think he's a sheriff or a marshal, I think, isn't he? And they decided to put him undercover to try and get to the bottom of it. I mean, he looks like a right bad dude in this, as well as slicks the hair right back. You know what I mean? That white vest on for the whole back end of the film just goes nuts.
Yeah.
Again, where he's taking things out of a wardrobe, laying it on a bed, and you think it's a suit, and he undoes the suit bag, and it's just gun after gun after gun, racks of bullet. There's all kinds of. But no, I always really, really liked Raw Deal, and it was one I went back to when I was younger. There's an explosion in this film that how it didn't kill anybody, I do not know. When he's coming away from the chemical plants and he's on the bike, they sort of set the explosion off. He's only got about 500 meters away before they set that explosion off, and it is massive. It is huge. Again, this is a bare bones release in the UK. This one, it's another Optimum release. So all you're getting on there is a trailer. That's about it. There ain't much on that release. But one I always really liked, again, because it had that really dirty 70s feel about it. Brad, what about you, mate?
I held up T2. This is the Best Buy exclusive steelbook. Everybody's seen everybody unbox it a million times. It's a great one. Transfer on this, not great from what I understand. I haven't checked it out, but T2, like I said, I've had problems with it. Comparing it to T, it's hard not to compare it to T1 for me. It's the exact sequel, but I really like the apocalyptic imagery in this. Sarah Connor holding onto the fence while the explosions happen, and she basically gets, turned right into ash. Linda Hamilton, when she decides to kill Dyson, she puts on her cute little hitman outfit with the cap and the no bra. Big fan of that. Well, I was a big fan of that when I was a little kid watching this. But to me, the standout in this movie, as far as good points go, Robert Patrick as the T-1000.
Mm-hmm.
He plays it so totally straight. He's completely icy, cold, and remorseless. I mean, he does such a good job in it. In my point, he carries the movie.
Yeah.
The whole plot is based around him. He moves. The plot moves forward. But my issues with this movie are well documented. To me, it's basically a kids' movie. You have a boy with his pet robot that's not allowed to kill anybody, and there's a really cool soundtrack. And Arnold, in this movie, from the first movie, Arnold actually wears a wig in most of T1, but it's a very Spartan hairstyle because it doesn't matter what his hair looks like. He's a Terminator, for God's sakes. He's there. He's disposable. He's there to kill, and then his mission's over with. This movie, Arnold shows up. His hair is perfectly coiffed. He's got this big bouffant-style hairdo. I mean, it's just Hollywood, to me. The first one was gritty. This is a Hollywood movie. It is in my top 10. It's number 7. I obviously like it, have great childhood memories of it. This release is fantastic. It's going to get shown 4 more times probably on the stream. So, this is like I said, it's number 7.
I tried to quaff my hair before we got here. I don't know how it turned out.
You didn't use enough.
I don't know what the hell quaff means, but whatever, that sounded good.
That's what mine is underneath this cap. Tons of hair underneath this cap.
I have the same problem, but mine doesn't go from front to back anymore. It goes from back to front. You know what I mean? I can comb it from the back, but I can't comb it from the front. You know what I mean? It's been a good number of years since I've been able to do that. Johnny Man, what was yours again?
Yeah, it was definitely the same as yours. It's definitely a raw deal. I was going to ask you too, if you had to take a pick, man, which one would you say is better? I'm hoping I'm not ruining the next one in line for you or nothing, but would you prefer either raw deal or red heat? Which one would you pick out of those two?
Raw deal for me.
Yeah.
Over red heat.
Yep.
Definitely.
Okay.
There's just something more about raw deal. Again, it just, like I said, it feels grittier. It looks grimier. It's got a grindhousey kind of feel to it. It looks like it should be from the 70s, like Brad said. You know what I mean? It's got that feel about it. There's certain sections of its film, like there's a bit where he first goes into the guy's office and he's making his presence felt, and he's got the big old cigar on the go, and he's dead cocky, and he's got the full suit thing going on, and it's like there's about 4 people in that shot, and like the office is about 6 foot square, and it's weird. They've got the camera in there, all these bodies crammed in. It's really funny. When it just reminded me like old grindhouse kind of stuff, how it's filmed. It's weird. I don't know if it was a budget thing or what the look it was going for. I don't really know, but I always liked the way it looked.
Gotcha.
I haven't seen Raw Deal in a while, but the one scene I remember from that movie is that I always thought was funny, and this is from my memory because it's been a long time. But when he runs some dude through the red paint and shows his ass next to the glass and says, "This is what you look like dead." Yeah. I remember that being like my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah.
I need to rewatch it.
It is a good film. It is a good film. Brian, what was yours again, mate?
Mine was Kindergarten Cop. I always loved this movie as a kid, and even as an adult. We have the movie poster in our apartment hung up, the theatrical poster. Yeah, you were right about the beginning of this movie taking a total tonal change whenever it goes to the kindergarten and he becomes the teacher and everything. It totally changes gears there. But I like that they're trying to make this movie, for kids to see. An Arnold movie for kids to see, and that was probably the first one.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all know there's more of them later on down the road in his career, but this movie's just, I don't know. I like how he's trying to protect the one kid from the guy from 3 O'Clock High, and so many one-liners in here. When he's got the straw hat on, singing "Old MacDonald Had a Farm." That's hilarious to me. And then the little kid from Full House and shit, when he's like, "Boys have penises, girls have vaginas." There's just so many little scenes like that, and then I think one of the little girls is from Beethoven, and she plays a pretty good role in there too.
Maybe you have a brain tumor.
Yeah.
Another
Yeah.
tumor.
Yep.
It's not a tumor.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah,
a tumor.
Yeah, that little girl. I'm pretty sure. Isn't there a? It could be wrong. Could be a wrong movie, but I think there's like a piss in the pants scene in this movie too.
Yeah.
Maybe
so.
maybe so. But yeah, just Kindergarten Cop.
Yeah, I think they had the anniversary of that not too long ago, and some of the kids did a video about
Oh, really?
Arnold. Yeah, it was pretty cool. But
Did it
what a
with
nightmare
Arnold?
what a nightmare that must have been to work with all those kids.
It's probably on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah, it's like I said, there is segments in that again when he's trying to find out which of the lads it is. His father is after, and he's got them all sat down on the carpet. And we're gonna play a game. You know what I mean? Who's your daddy
He's
and
like,
what does he do?
when he yells them all to shut up. He's like, shut up. It's just a little bit like that in that film that's Yeah.
Tony, what was yours again, mate?
Last Action Hero.
Last Action
I enjoy
Hero.
this one. It's one of the. I think what I really like mostly about this, of course, is just all the movie references that's in here. Just a good, fun action movie. It's geared toward kids also, but I enjoy this one. Plus, it's a beautiful.
Yeah, it's a
Great steelbook. I wish I'd have picked that up. It's expensive now.
yeah. There's a UK edition steelbook of that. That I've seen it today. It's going for about 5 second hand.
Hmm.
But it's one of those films that it's good at what it does. It's slightly different for the time. I can never think of the young kid's name who takes the main role. He was in quite a lot of stuff all at once, and then he takes a decent role in that. Yeah, he just goes into nowhere after that.
Danny Madigan.
Yeah,
That's him. He was in loads of stuff all at once and then just disappeared.
Yeah, he was in My Girl 2 and Prius Area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Pre-Hysteria.
Yep,
That's a film you don't hear much of anymore.
Yeah.
No, you don't. We just got that not too long ago on Blu-ray.
Yeah, it's. I mean, there was 2, and there was Pre-Hysteria 2 as well, but that was nowhere near as good as the first one.
Yeah.
But Pops, what was yours again, mate?
Same as Tony's. Me and Tony seem to be on the same track here. I had the Mill Creek VHS slip edition of this, and but whenever the steelbook came out, I had to double dip and grab that steelbook. So really good looking steelbook. This is a really fun movie. I like the supporting cast. I think what's his name that played the Ripper, Tom Noonan. Is that right?
I think so.
I know he did a good job. Even though this, like Tony said, this movie is really geared towards kids. You know, that guy playing the Ripper was pretty creepy there at the end.
Yeah.
He did a pretty good job of it. And you got Gandalf himself, Ian McKellen playing Death, which I thought that was pretty cool. So just the theater setting, the coming out of the theater, it was just as a fan of movies, it's such a cool concept. It's like every kid's dream, for your action heroes to, it was cool. Back in the day when it came out, I thought I was really impressed with what a cool story it was.
Yeah.
So
yeah, then it was it Charles Dance? It was Charles Dance, wasn't it, that plays the bad guy in that?
Yeah, yeah.
It's Charles Dance in it. The guy is I'm right, and he keeps changing his eyeball. He's got a false
keeps
eye,
changing his eyeball,
changing it.
got the smiley face
Charles,
on it.
I'm sure it's Charles Dance that.
That's about the Game of Thrones dude, ain't it?
Yeah, that's it.
Lannister?
Yeah, one of the Lannisters. Yeah.
Always pays his debts.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a fun movie, man. Like I said, you got the over the top, police chief that's hollering and screaming and bitching, like it's just. I like the way it pokes fun at a lot of the different genres. It's just I don't know, I dug it.
Yeah, it is really good for it. It is really good for it.
Hey, before we go on right quick, man, can you do that one more time for the line for Kindergarten Cop right quick?
So for me,
What?
Anthony.
Oh, who's your daddy and what does he do?
That's your new ringtone.
We're gonna play a game. Who's your daddy and what does he do? Challenger 5150. There's a band called Austrian Death Machine. Almost every song title has an Arnold Fraser.
Yeah,
That's brilliant. I'll have to trump them in and check that out.
Yeah, it's the same guys who did the band As That Way of Dying. They're from that band. They made their own like little side band, make fun of Arnold. It's funny.
Right.
It's like Arnold metal.
Challenger 5150, Last Action Hero, when Arnold changes the movie soundtrack. Yeah, he does, yeah. Dr. Honorary, The Last Action Hero. Heard a story of Graham Norton. Well, Graham Norton. How do you guys get Graham Norton in America?
No.
Yeah?
No, I don't know that guy.
I know Graham Norton.
Yeah, and he's an Irish actor that became a TV host for the BBC. I didn't know you guys would get him in the US. Heard a story on Graham Norton that Charles Dance showed up for the audition for the role in a T-shirt that said, "I'm cheaper than Alan Rickman." Brilliant.
Yeah, most of Graham Norton over here that I watch anyway is on YouTube.
Yeah,
you get on YouTube and you can watch a ton of his a ton of his stuff.
Real good stuff.
He's also a good comedic actor. You've heard of a TV show over here? Well, it's an Irish TV show called Father Ted. It's about Irish priests, and he's in that, and he's absolutely brilliant in it.
He got two.
He got two.
He's quoting Jingle All the Way.
Yeah. Crusher, Last Action Heroes, great fun action movie. Yeah, it does everything you need it to do. You know what I mean? It is a decent film. Right, we're up to date with the chat. No, we're not. Some of that's just come in.
One thing I wanted to say about The Last Action Hero, it's got a 2 hour and 10-minute runtime. It was a really long movie. That's one of the things I liked about it. It didn't just cut everything. It was a really good long runtime.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Then there's a lot to it.
Yeah. Dr. Honorary, he's speaker in the US, great show. Yeah, he's sort of really high-profile celebs on there. Really should more show on his head, but it just looks massive. Internet's playing up again.
So we're on to number 6.
Spend all this money, have a whole system put in, so I can do more with this kind of thing, and it's still not playing ball.
Yeah. It happens to the best of us.
Okay. Yeah, it's I don't know if it's because I've got 6 of us in the stream or I don't know. It seemed to be running fine earlier on, but now it seems to be struggling. I don't know what it is. Okay, everybody ready with the next pick?
Yep.
And 3, 2, 1.
Me and Tony's in sync now.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Me and Brian were both with Commando.
Yeah.
Brad went Predator. John it?
Running Man.
Cool. Again, I think the only one that's not been shown up to now was Predator. Like I say, we've talked about this one loads now, so I won't gloss over it. And like I say, it's so linear of a film. Of all this stuff that I'm going to show, it's about as linear as it gets. You know exactly where it starts. You know exactly where you're going to end up in the middle, and you know exactly where you're going to end up at the end. It just follows a line straight through. It doesn't move from that path. It does exactly what it says on the tin. You know what I mean? And I do enjoy it. It's a good, fun film. Again, real basic, a Blu-ray edition that I've got of this.
Did you know the whole marketing for that for Commando? Growing up and seeing all this, I always thought it was going to be like a war movie, just the way it looked, the artwork and art style. I always thought it was going to be a war movie. So I was really surprised when it wasn't a war movie. But anyway, I just always thought that was kind of weird that the way that they marketed that it looked more like a war film.
Right.
Yeah, I think if you look at it, I mean, if you look at the whole premise of him on the front of that one, I mean, were they trying to go Rambo with it? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's definitely got that bit of a feel of Rambo about it, about the whole characterization of him. You know what I mean? The way he looks, the way he preps. You know what I mean? Yeah. Were they trying to cash in with that? Possibly. You know what I mean? It's trying to bring some Stallone fans over onto this kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Rambo 2's got that big montage where he's getting ready to, on the plane, and the Commandos got the montage, just like they were, trying to say who could do the best one.
Yeah.
Competition.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brad, you went with Predator.
Yep, Predator. I got this bullshit 20th Century Fox release. Tony, you'll love this.
Oh, yeah.
I'll do it for you.
They've gotten worse than that, though,
Yeah, they do have a 4K. This is on my eBay store. Nobody wants it. It's been there forever. This is a horrible edition. The scan is terrible. But this is the only one I got, a Predator. I love it's basically another movie that starts off one direction, gets about halfway through and completely changes. Goes from an action movie into a survival kind of horror almost movie. It's two movies pushed together. What I really like is the banter between all the guys. It is so good. All the jokes, the jokes that they're telling each other, they're busting each other's balls constantly. All that stuff is great. I'm not going to say any of the jokes here because I'm not going to say them. But you all know the jokes. There's a lot of one-liners in this too. Stick around, of course. Tony's favorite line, stick around.
Knock, knock.
But again, I must be a huge Jesse Ventura fan. Jesse Ventura is the standout in this, even though he dies first. I love all his lines. I love his characters. The most unbelievably macho guy in the world. He's talking about chewing tobacco, and people are going
sexual tyrannosaurus.
Yeah, this stuff will make you a sexual tyrannosaurus.
Goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus.
Yeah, it makes Cambodia look like Kansas. It just...
Those guys are dug in like an Alabama tick.
They're dug in like an Alabama tick. I ain't got time to bleed. Time to get old painless out of the bag, Payback time, just the whole bit. I could just go on and on about it, but really good stuff. And I actually like the sequel, too. But there's a lot that went behind this. The cast, Carl Weathers. I mean, just everybody came into the movie huge to do the movie because they knew they were going to be shirtless next to Arnold. So, from what I heard, Carl Weathers was saying they were flying in gym equipment to the set so that they could work out late nights after to show up with a bigger pump for the because they were trying to outdo each other. They were all huge. Jesse Ventura was a pro wrestler, biggest guy there. Bill Duke's good in this. I love Bill Duke in this. Bill Duke's the only guy acting in this movie. Bill Duke is awesome in this. I like Bill Duke in anything, but he's shaving and you see something in the trees and breaks the razor and
breaks the razor.
Billy Blue, who was a legit tough guy and crazy, that the studio had to hire bodyguards to watch him. Everywhere he went, wherever he went, there was bodyguards that went with him to protect him from the cast, or the cast from him, rather. So, obviously, everybody's seen Predator. It's a great one.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and it's really weird to think and look back now that Jean-Claude Van Damme was fitted for that suit originally.
Yeah.
Which is fucking mind blowing. You know what I mean? It's but apparently he broke the suit a couple of times, and he couldn't really move around in it and stuff. So they ended up getting someone else in, and they brought God, I can never think of his name. He ended up doing loads.
Peter Hall.
Is that
the same guy? The same guy that did Harry and the Hendersons. I think that played Harry in the Bigfoot movie.
Am I thinking of the right guy? I don't remember the guy's name.
Yeah, that's him. That's the one.
He passed away pretty young.
Yeah.
Yeah. but it's just sort of some of the weaponry they've got in that film as well is just fantastic. I mean, when they all up all at the same time, let rip with that minigun as well. I mean, that's just mowing a jungle down.
That minigun.
There's grenades going in. There's grenade launchers.
The first shot when he first shoots it is like the best part of the movie.
Yeah,
it's like Jesus Christ.
You're gonna Why would you take that into a jungle? The thing has got to weigh 100 pounds by itself. Then it has to have batteries. That's electric. The gun's electric. It runs on batteries, and then all the ammo to carry it. I mean, you would need a Jeep or something to even haul the thing around. But he's got it on his back. That's his backup weapon. He's carrying a rifle earlier on. It's just, it's insanity. It's great and timeless.
Yeah, and like I said, the bit that always gets me about it, where they're trying to get out and they come across the big log in that gorge, and Billy says, "No, you go ahead. I'll stop here." Takes his shirt off, gets the bow and knife out, cuts himself. Within about 3 seconds, you hear him scream, and that's it. Off screen, scream, done. You're thinking, fuck, like, well, he didn't do nothing. He didn't even slow it down.
I have a theory on that. I think the cast had enough of him, and they went, "We got to get him out of here. Let's end it right here." Nobody wants to work because he was legit crazy, real street guy, that just happened to be in some movies. But that was my theory behind it. That's why he got an off-screen kill, because he didn't listen to anybody. He was just a pain to work with.
Yeah, I mean, he was in a couple of other films, wasn't he? He was in Firewalk with Chuck Norris as well, and yeah, he was in a few. But no, man, the whole
as big as a house.
Yeah.
The way he turns and laughs in that movie, it's like an Anthony laugh, where he just goes crazy laughing. When he finally gets the joke. And he just rolls away, just laughing hysterically. Yeah, it's just the movie's timeless.
Yeah, it holds up, man, better than almost anything in this list.
Yeah, I mean, it's I think the franchise as well. I mean, if you look at anything that's coming out of the franchise of these Predators, the franchise, I think that was the big hit. You know what I mean? Like you said it as well. You're a fan of Predator 2. I loved it. And everyone sort of beats it down a little bit, but I think Predator 2 is fun.
That's a lot of fun, man. I think it's the
Danny
most
Glover is
true.
Great in it.
It's the most true to the original in the franchise, in my opinion.
Yeah, and it was super ballsy coming out with that movie without Arnold in it, and Danny Glover did a freaking great job in that. Bill Paxton was great in that.
Really,
so the cast held up, man. It's a solid movie. So.
Absolutely.
It is exceptionally good. Did you guys go, dude?
He was saying, Johnny, what was your pick?
Oh, my bad. Hey, I was going to ask you too, because you brought that up. You said that Jean-Claude Van Damme was actually originally casted for the role of what Arnie got for Predator. What was the reason for that? Was it a financial reason or what?
Jean-Claude Van Damme was cast as the Predator to be against Arnold.
As the Predator, yeah.
No,
yeah,
okay.
So he was going to be the guy in the Predator suit.
Was it?
The whole suit was made for him.
Just not enough money, or what was it?
And I don't think he was big enough either. So.
No, he wasn't big enough. He broke the suit a couple of times, trying to do extravagant moves. He didn't look right in the suit once he test screened it. I mean, that wasn't the original suit neither. If you've ever seen sort of prototypes and that of the original suit, it looks not Arnold suit. It actually looks really bad. And I think they brought, was it Stan Winston? I think they brought Stan Winston in to try and sort the issues out they had with the suit. And Stan Winston sort of put everything together, took Jean-Claude Van Damme out of it, brought someone else into it, and changed the whole look of it so they could get it make it right.
Hey, that's good to know, man.
Yeah, John, you can go out to YouTube and you can look up videos of Jean-Claude, doing his test stuff with the Predator. It's pretty comical. It's pretty shitty looking.
Hey, all right. Hey, I didn't even know that. I mean, of course, everybody knows the whole story with that whole situation about him being casted, but I always kind of just figured it probably, once he saw what he was being offered, his agent was like, no way.
Yeah.
So, anyway, number 6 for me is definitely Running Man. Alan said it a while ago, too, when he held it up. Unfortunately for me, I think Running Man was like 1987. I didn't even see Running Man until it was 1999. I remember seeing the End of Days in theater, and then I went to the video store and grabbed Running Man only because I found out that it was actually adapted from a Stephen King novel, and of course that was just one on the list I hadn't seen. Unfortunately, man, when I watched that movie, it was done for me. I was like, yeah, that's my flick right there. So.
Yeah, it is a great film.
Yeah, it really is.
Just give me two texts, guys. I'm having serious internet issues this end. Again, Brian, man, just go through what your pick was again, mate, and I'll be two ticks.
Okay. My pick was Commando, and I mean we talked about this like 4 times already, but
yeah.
just a great fun Arnold flick. I always like whenever that car scene towards the beginning of the movie, whenever he's like on 2 wheels and everything. That's pretty awesome to me. Not to mention the guy's arm getting chopped off, and I think the scene towards the beginning when they're running through the mall is pretty cool too.
Yeah.
You know, I just always like whenever action's taking place with the mall with a bunch of random civilians, just getting in the way, and they could easily be just killed just like anybody else.
Yeah, and like at the beginning where they were, he was going after his daughter and the people that took her.
Yeah.
In the truck, you know, they pulled everything out. They pulled all the wiring out of the truck, but that didn't stop him from getting in the truck and putting it in neutral and going down as fast as he did down those hills.
No, yeah.
Still caught up with him after all that time.
Yep. And he can do all this action while being a tobacco smoker.
Right.
Yeah. And the director's cut really adds to it too. I mean, it's only a couple more minutes longer, but it adds to it, especially with all the violence they cut out and the Tony was saying with the UK edition and everything. So
yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
Hopefully that sorts it out, gents.
Oh, no worries.
Tony, what was your pick again? Sorry, mate.
Yeah, so I chose Total Recall, another great one.
Yeah,
so it's up on my list as higher than the other ones that I've shown so far. But yeah, I just love this one. The special effects were really cheesy looking back then, but it paid off. And I think I don't know. I'm just a real big fan of this one. I like the whole surprise with Sharon Stone. Her being a villain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not that I'm spoiling anything. It's such an old movie now.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just love it. I know we've.
Sharon Stone's not ugly in that movie.
No.
Yeah.
It's got some brilliant effects in it. I mean, the whole where he's pulling the tracker out of his nose and it's brilliant.
The things in the temple, all that stuff.
Yeah. The bit where he's walking through sort of like passport control, and he's got the head on. And it
2 weeks
warping out. Yeah. 2 weeks. Just the way it breaks and it opens up like that stop motion animation kind of thing.
Yeah.
Takes it off. It comes like that, and he goes, "Here, catch!" Throws it, and it explodes. Brilliant film.
I've never actually seen the remake of that.
I haven't either.
I've got it, but I just never have found myself wanting to watch it. But
PG-13. Come on, guys.
Yeah, it's a movie that shouldn't be remade. I mean, I never had any interest in seeing it.
Yeah, it has. I've seen it once. It has a completely different take on it, a completely different look. Yeah, it's really weird because it's got this whole gravity shaft elevator. So people are people are living in the UK, but they're commuting to Australia, but they move through the Earth. It's a weird concept. It's like a weird elevator that moves through the center of the Earth, so you can get from one country to the other country just by going straight through the middle of the Earth. It's weird. It's Colin Farrell as well, and I'm not the biggest Colin Farrell fan. I would say give it a watch. You know what I mean? It's worth a watch. It's more based around the book than what the Schwarzenegger one is.
As far as the release for this, I do have the Studio Canal release with that steelbook, and to me, I thought it looked really good. Really good looking image quality. All that stuff looks really good.
Yeah, it is a good film. Pop, what was yours again, Paul?
Again, same as Tony's. Got Total Recall.
Beautiful stillbirth.
Big fan of this movie. My memory of seeing this for the first time, when did this come out? 90s. I had just graduated high school. I graduated high school in 89. And me and about 10 buddies went out playing pool and drinking. And we went and seen this like open at night, and we were extremely inebriated. I had to go back and see it the next day. But this movie was a blast. It was a real fun movie to see in theaters. And that open at night, you got people talking to the screen. It was just such a fun memory. And I really loved Michael Ironside and Ronnie Cox in this. Michael Ironside's great and everything, but Ronnie Cox has got the best line in the entire movie. When they're saying something about they need air, he just looks at them and goes, "Fuck them." Excuse my language. But just the way he delivers that line, it's so fucking funny to me. And also the guy that plays one of the aliens, Dean Norris, whatever, plays one of the aliens, the guy with the big, like, nasty wound in the back of his head. That's the guy from Breaking Bad. So that's a lot of fun. Of course, you got the midget. You got the midget with the machine gun. So I'm sorry, the little person with the machine gun jumping up on the thing, shooting. The girl with the 3 boobs. So many classic things in that movie. But it's a good time. I got 5 kids to feed. I got 6 kids to feed. It keeps changing. So of course, you got Johnny Cab. You got all that. It's great.
Watto character. Start the reactor.
And of course, the guy that's got Quado, that actor is the guy from Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. The gay gym coach. So it's just a fun movie, man. It's the rewatchability on it. When I got this, I watched it again, and it's still really, really good. But there are some things in it that doesn't really hold up too much. But I remember when it first came out, I didn't think that this was bad. Like, CGI and stuff back in the day was actually really good back then. Like you have the TV screen in his kitchen that changes the outside scenery. All that was really cool back in the day. It looks kind of cheesy now. But I mean, still it holds up. It's still fun. We'll still love it.
Yeah, it's still good. I mean, it's a good thing with practical effects, stuff straight to camera. The whole thing, close to the ends, where he's got no helmet on, and obviously he's trying to breathe while he's on the surface.
His eyes are bugging out.
His eyes bugging out, his face is deforming and all that. It is really, really good. And like you said, the rewatchability of it is huge. You know what I mean? I don't think you could ever get tired of it. You can just put it on, have it on in the background, and still enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's cool. Let's catch up with this chat.
Get to the chopper.
Yeah, Crusher. Come on, do it. Get to the chopper. Dr. Iron, first laser disc. Totally cool. That's a cool first laser disc to have.
That's the only format. That's the only format I've never collected. Laser disc.
I never had any laser disc either.
But I would love to have some of that. Those nice looking.
Yeah, the artwork on it, fantastic on those releases. I think it was expensive when it came out, and I think it's still expensive now.
And Laserdisc had like some of the best audio too. They had like the the untouched audio on them.
Yeah,
so they're better than Blu-ray audio a lot of times.
Yeah, if you thought the VHS was expensive back in those days, the Laserdisc were expensive. And back then, I was like 15, 16 years old. I had to make my own money to buy my stuff. Nobody was buying it for me.
Yeah.
And plus paying for a car and having to work and do all the things that kids take for granted nowadays. But man, I would have loved to have Laserdisc. Thankfully, you got somebody buying it for you now. If only. Yeah. So yeah, all those people that give me a hard time about all the stuff I buy. Hey, I've been doing it since I was 14 years old.
Challenger 5150. I ain't got time to bleed. You got time to duck. Conor Montana, man, that copy of Predator looks like turd. Now I'm curious to see what Brad's top 5 is.
They're all crazy, like satanic nun movies. Don't worry about it.
Conor Montana, Stan Winston was on a plane with James Cameron, and James actually suggested he took a look at the Predator. They had to redesign the entire suit during the production. Yeah, they certainly did, because it looked like a giant crab. Yeah, like I said, I think like Alan said, I think the stuff is up on YouTube. You can actually go and have a look at it, what it originally looked like. As I think there's some footage of actual Jean-Claude Van Damme in the suit, but it's got no face on it, so you can see his face while he's in the suit. And it looks terrible. You know what I mean?
It's like Pepto-Bismol pink.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Crusher, I just remember watching Total Recall and not really liking it, but I will have to rewatch it again. Yeah, do it, man. Give it a rewatch. I think it's one of those that stands the test of time, really. Again, practical effects don't always hold up, but I think they're still pretty good in it.
Mm-hmm.
Future Boy, Total Recall remake is garbage, don't bother. Yeah, it isn't brilliant. I would say experience it at least once, because it's a completely different film. You know what I mean? It's hard to say that it is a remake, because for me it's gone more down the lines of what the novel was, and not trying to remake what this film was. So it's a completely different scenario, really, completely different setup of the film and storyline. Amen, Future Boy from Cody. Same with RoboCop. Yeah, I mean that RoboCop remake's terrible.
Yeah.
They left that hand on for some reason in the RoboCop remake. Makes no sense. Why does he have one human hand?
Yeah.
You know? They discuss it in this one as they're rebuilding him. They discuss like, oh, should we leave the hand or what? And not Dick Jones, Bob Porter immediately says, no, cut it. Give him 2 robot hands.
Yeah. Yeah, it's again, it's been one of those that I've watched once when it first came out. And like one of those films that it came out with a drop down to sort of bargain bin kind of price.
I don't know what it would have to be. Yeah, I don't know what it'd have to be for me to buy that remake. Maybe a Brian goes through. They gave it to me price.
No, I wouldn't buy it.
Yeah, they give it to you for free, and you can sell the code. I still wouldn't take it.
I'd sell the code and throw it in the trash.
Damn. He'd take it outside so it wouldn't stink up the house. Throw it in the dumpster.
I might scrap the case if it's in an eco case.
Challenger 5150, Mark Ironside is the movie villain. Yeah,
he's a good one.
He's good. Future Boy, don't get me started on the RoboCop remake. I couldn't finish it. Horrendously, awfully, biggest piece of shit ever. It is what it is. What my outlook on this kind of stuff is, it's not aimed at me. It's aimed for a newer generation that they're trying to get into these kind of franchises. I don't have to watch it. They can release what they want, but I don't have to watch it. If I want to stick with the old version of RoboCop, I'll stick with the old version of RoboCop.
You can't really, like, to me, Paul Verhoeven is like a Tarantino guy. Now, he's not as good as Tarantino, don't get me wrong, but he has a unique voice, Paul Verhoeven. So you can't remake a Paul Verhoeven movie because nobody's ever going to do it like Paul Verhoeven did it. It's not even the same thing. He's elevated the material. Come on. Who was in the pitch meeting and thought this was a good idea? But it works because Paul Verhoeven is involved in it. So, if you're going to remake something, make it a little more remake something a little more generic that doesn't have a soul like a Paul Verhoeven movie.
I saw the remake in the theater, and there was nobody in the theater watching it. And same way with the Poltergeist remake that they did. I was the only one in the theater watching the Poltergeist remake when they did that. But some people just don't like the remakes, but they are trying to get a new audience, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just for a newer generation, a younger generation. Which, you know what I mean? I speak to some younger people that watch movies, and they could be talking about the film. The film could be a remake, and they didn't even know it was a remake, or they don't know it was a remake. You know what I mean? They've never seen the original. And that pretty much blows my mind. But it's a common thing.
Yeah, they did it with Footloose. They did it with so many different stuff that they should have never done with.
Yeah, I'm actually pro remake. I love remakes, however, but some things should not be remade. If you can't do it right, don't do it at all. Mm-hmm. There's no point in doing some of this stuff. A lot of the choices that they made along the way, we shouldn't have been remade, in my opinion.
Like we were talking yesterday, the Star Trek, when they rebooted the Star Trek franchise, that was excellent to me. I thought that was good.
Yeah, it's done well.
Some things are done well, some things are not done so well.
Evil Dead's a good one. Evil Dead remake's fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Everyone ready with their next pick?
Yeah.
Yep.
5.
Okay, in 3, 2, 1.
Ooh, nice.
Okay. What the fuck, Brad?
Can anybody guess what my number 5 is?
You're talking about Last Action Hero.
There it is.
Yeah.
Tony gets it.
I get your theme now.
It's a movie theater movie.
Don't
tell me have a copy of the Last Action
Don't
Hero.
tell me that you sold yours thinking you're going to buy it again and forgot.
I sold mine to buy the 4K Steelbook and bought probably 100 other titles and forgot about it.
Yep.
Last Action Hero. So my number 5.
Cool. Johnny, what was yours, man?
Commando.
Cool. Man, I think we've talked about everything up to now, apart from the one that Brian popped up.
Mm-hmm.
We might as well just chat about that one. Brian, man, was that Jingle All the Way?
Yeah, it's Jingle All the Way. Yeah, it's just another family-friendly Arnold movie. Had a great time with this. Sinbad and his supporting role is great.
Yeah.
Just anybody can relate to this, especially back in the '90s, whenever we were like trying to get like stuff like for like Furby dolls and stuff like that, like those just those certain things that came out around Christmas time that everybody had to have. Like a lot of video games come to mind too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just it's fun like this procrastinating dad just waiting for the last minute to get something that he can't get, and he's fighting for it. And then the kid's pretty bad at acting.
Jake Lloyd.
Jake Lloyd's pretty horrible. But
he's so bad. Won't we just cast him as Anakin Skywalker?
Let's cast him as Skywalker years later. Well, not that long later, actually.
Right.
But there's a lot of funny supporting cast in here. I like Rita Wilson. Phil Hartman's really great in this movie.
Phil Hartman's awesome in it. Who told you to come into my house and eat my cookies?
Put the cookie down now. But James Belushi is funny as the fake Santa Claus with the fake Santa Claus ring, trying to sell the off-brand knockoff, the Mexican version of Turbo Man.
Yeah,
that's just real fun. What's the guy Booger playing a Booster from Revenge of the Nerds?
Yeah,
he was pretty funny in here. There's just a lot of funny scenes in it.
Yeah, I got that as my honorable mention. To me, I could watch this every Christmas.
Yeah, I pretty much do every Christmas. I didn't watch it last year, but
they did a really good job with that being a good holiday film.
Yeah, there is an extended version on here too. I'm not really sure what it adds to the film, but I did get this, however, at Walmart as well.
Yeah, I know. I wish I could find one. I never could find it.
I got the Turbo Man doll here. I gave one away as a giveaway for our 500 subscriber giveaway we had.
I remember that. Yeah,
that's awesome.
But,
I'm gonna win one of those one of these days.
But now they're easily available at Walmart, I think. So
are they?
I think they're like $30 or $35.
I'm going to be completely honest with you now, and I have never watched Jingle All the Way.
Oh, yeah,
right,
definitely.
Can we kick Anthony off his own stream? Is that a thing? Can we do that?
Again, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger doing comedy. I don't do it.
Sinbad is so funny in that movie. Sinbad is hilarious. I never thought I'd say those words. Sinbad is hilarious in that movie. I have the ear of a snake.
Sinbad's hilarious in House Guest too.
But I do have some stuff to add to Last Action Hero that wasn't mentioned if nobody's in a hurry. Just quick stuff here. This is obviously not Last Action Hero. It's Fade to Black. It's Vinegar Syndrome release. But I love that Arnold is perfect for that character. in The Last Action Hero because he is a caricature and he's playing a caricature. It's it's one of the first meta movies. It's a movie about action movies, and I love that the deliberate tropes that they put in it. Every single action movie trope has to be in it, and the way that he's playing his own soundtrack in the car.
Yeah.
He's driving around the car and he has to put like Megadeth on, for and they're like labeled like action chase with shootout, and he plays them, and the whole bit with the movie theater, I love that too. I mean, obviously, but Arnold constantly shooting the closet. There's a bad guy in the closet every night when he comes home, stuff like that. And I'm a big fan of Tom Noonan. Tom Noonan in this as the Ripper with the axe murderer. Just again, I could say trope a million times. It's just super tropey and it's a lot of fun. It's a childhood favorite for probably almost everybody.
Oh yeah.
Last Action Hero.
They had to write that it's specifically for Arnold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We have to be for him.
Oh yeah.
So a quick look in the chat. Conor Montana, Amen Future Boy, same with RoboCop, like we just discussed. Future Boy, don't even get me started on. Oh, I've done that one. Conor Montana, didn't even attempt it. I can't watch most. They feel more like products and films. Crusher, oh help me, not that movie. Would much rewatch Hercules in New York first, rather than I'm not 100%.
Might have been talking about Jingle All the Way. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's all the way across, probably. Yeah, it could be.
Or maybe the Total Recall remake.
Yeah, either way.
Yeah, possibly. Right, we're getting down to it now. We're getting to number 4.
Number 4. Now it gets really interesting.
Yeah. No, we get down to it. Now we see what the real favourites are. Is everyone ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cool.
These guys. Well.
Cool. We're rocking some Terminator in there.
Yeah.
Running Man.
All the way. First Terminator.
So Terminator, Johnny. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Sweet. It's nice to see that True Lies has popped up in there. Rod.
Yep.
It's for me when I first saw Terminator, I think that was a friend of mine's birthday party, and his mum I had some VHSs out, and Terminator was one of them. We watched that, and man, an amazing film. And I think the older I got, the more I started to appreciate it. When I was younger, it was just this crazy film and explosions. And so the more you watch it now, to me, it more stands up like a straight up slasher film. It's brilliant. It's great the way it pans out, the way it works. I mean, this guy is just hunting people down that's just got this one name, Sarah Connor. You know what I mean? He's just taking anybody out with that name, ripping thing out the phone book, just going through one at a time. Just being clean cut about it, just taking everybody out that's called Sarah Connor, just so he can get the right one. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Some great special effects in it. And just still stands up. I mean, still stands up as a fantastic film. The whole eyeball thing when I first saw that, man, that was amazing. Where he's got his own, he's pulling the eyeball out with a scalpel over the sink of water. I mean, fantastic scene.
Yeah.
Everything about it, it's dark. It's got that sci-fi element to it, which I love as well as. And then again, throw that. But only when I got older, I realised it had that sort of like horror genre thing about it. The whole slasher thing. It works. I think it's a great film. Still stands up really well to this day.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
It's but it's so what was yours again? It was True Lies, wasn't it, Brad?
Yep, True Lies. Yes, this is a DVD because we don't even have a Blu-ray of this. It's ridiculous. We've all said it a million times, but I got 2 words for anybody who is familiar with True Lies. Tom Arnold. Tom Arnold is so great in this. Everything he does is hysterical, perfectly cast, and there was a big problem when they cast him. James Cameron had a big feud with, I believe it was Fox. Yeah, it was Fox. Over Tom Arnold being cast in this movie. Like, no, he's all wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. He goes, well, I'm James Cameron. I know what I'm talking about. I'm going to make this movie at Paramount if you don't do it. And they put him in cautiously, and it worked so well. I mean, he steals the show. Everything he does is hysterical, you know. When they find out that, you know, his wife, Schwarzenegger's wife is cheating on him with a used car salesman. And Tom Arnold, the guy's a goddamn used car salesman. This just keeps getting better and better. And Arnold looks at him like he's gonna rip his head off, and he goes, I mean, sorry, man. I mean, we still got to kill him, but that's a given, you know. And the whole bit with the ice cube trays. Wife number 2, when she left me, she took the ice cube trays out of the freezer, you know, and he keeps adding to it. What kind of sick bitch takes the ice cube trays out of the freezer? You know, the dialogue between them is hysterical. Again, Arnold does what Arnold does. He plays Arnold, and also Bill Paxton is so funny in this. His slimy role as the used car salesman, and the things he's saying to her, and the whole bit when they're riding around in the car together, and he's trying to sell Arnold Schwarzenegger the car, and he's just going on and on about how hot his wife is, ass like a 10-year-old boy, and then Arnold, you know, fantasizes about smashing his face.
Yeah,
you know.
I got a tiny dick. It's pathetic.
It's pathetic. Yeah. They capture him, and he's just immediately. I don't know. If you haven't seen this one, come on, guys. Everybody's seen this one. It's a great one. It's probably higher on a lot of people's lists, but Tom Arnold steals the show for me in this one.
Yeah, the whole dance scene as well at the end with Jamie Lee Curtis when she.
Oh yeah. Virtually
changes her persona just to try and get it back in and impress him.
Yeah, that's the reason it's this low on my list, because right after the dance sequence, when the lights come on, and the terrorists come in, I feel the movie really nosedives. That's just my opinion. That the last bit of the movie really goes downhill right after the dance sequence and the lights come up and they realize it's each other, you know.
Yeah. It's I mean, what is the thing that's holding that up on? Is it
Avatar? It's James Cameron busy with all the Avatar movies. He's too busy, and after the disaster that was this transfer, he has to sign off on everything now. So he has to oversee it and all that stuff, and he's too busy making Avatar 11 or whatever he's doing right now.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I got a Blu-ray right here.
Yeah.
Man, that artwork's great.
Yeah.
No slip.
No slip.
They're doing what's the underwater movie James Cameron did? The
Titanic.
No, The Abyss 4K. They're doing that.
Yeah.
But True Lies is still on the back burner.
There you go, Tony.
Tony's got the Stinky Tuna edition, I believe.
Yeah.
You're talking about artwork. That's some really good artwork. Plus a black case.
It is.
It's the same scan as my bootleg, I'm pretty sure.
No, I'm sure it is. You gotta have it. You gotta have it, right?
Yeah. Yep. Looks better than the DVD, at least.
That's it, isn't it? It's every little helps, I suppose. You know what I mean? If that's the only way you can get a copy, then fair play. It's
yeah.
Yep.
True Lies is a great action movie for sure. Top 5 Arnold Schwarzenegger movie in my collection. Yeah, man. Definitely.
Like I said earlier, he plays Harry Tasker, an American like spy, CIA agent or something with that accent. Like we just go ahead and just believe he was born in the U.S. and he talks like that, and everybody's just supposed to ignore it, I guess. Everybody else, America's apple pie, but I don't know. It's just funny to me. Charlton Heston plays his boss with an eye patch on.
School of 22, Spanish bootleg blue of True Lies is surprisingly good. Yeah, I mean, I've had a few things out of Spain, and they look like, I wouldn't say they were bootlegs. They all look manufactured on demand. And I've quite a few things out of Spain that hold up pretty well. Frighteners 2, that looked like an MOD. I had an early copy of Beastmaster. That was definitely an MOD from Spain. So they do quite a bit of it. And if you use Blu-ray.com, they're actually listed on Blu-ray.com as official Spanish releases. But when you get them, they just look like a bootleg, but they're just MODs.
What's up, XT?
XT Featurette, hello, how's it going? You all right? Nice for you to join us. Up to date with the chat there. Right, number 3 time. Now we get into the thick of it.
There we go.
So this is where things start to show now. Definitely on my end, anyway. Is everyone ready? 3, 2, 1.
All right, guys, I need to explain something real quick.
Brian, go for it, man.
Yeah, I'm going Barbarian on this one, not Destroyer. So.
Oh, is it Barbarian? That one?
Okay.
I like that cover. That's cool. True
Yeah,
Lies, Dave the Beast, T2. Johnny, man.
Total Recall for number 3.
Nice.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna do a recap real fast on mine because I screwed up. I got two of my picks I don't have a damn physical copy for, and so I got off my list here. So y'all been seeing me looking down on my sheet. I've been trying to rearrange my shit. So let me go back and give a recap. We're on number 3. This is number 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me do 10 through 3 for mine real fast because there's 2 of mine so I'm all screwed up here. So I apologize. For 10, I got Twins. For 9, I got Conan. For 8, I got Commando. For 7, I got Running Man. For 6, I got Last Action Hero. For 5, I got Total Recall. 4 would have been True Lies. I don't have a copy of True Lies. I don't have a copy of Conan the Barbarian. Number 3 is T2. So I've been over just sweating, going, oh shit, my numbers are all screwed up now. I'm going to put Conan at number 1 because I forgot to say it. So anyway, back on track. Sorry to interrupt. Continue on.
Conan the Barbarian. What can I say about this? I mean, I fucking banged the drum about this title every opportunity I get. It is brilliant. The Arnold has about, I don't know, 20 pieces of dialogue in the entire film. He hardly says anything in it. He doesn't need to say anything in it. He's absolutely fantastic. He looks the part. And the score of this film, if you've never listened to the score of this film, go and do yourself a favour, go and hunt it down. It's on YouTube, and listen to the score of this film. It's probably the single best score of a film of all time. It is fantastic. It makes the film what it is. And then Arnold being Arnold, and this is just great. You know what I mean?
Anthony, I got a question for you. What is best in life?
No, you put me on the spot. Defeating your enemies, defiling your women. That's the one.
To crush the enemies, to see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women.
That's the one. The desecration of the women. It's just sat cross. It's just sat cross-legged, just like that. You know what I mean? He goes around the table asking people what is best in life, and people are saying shit that he doesn't want to hear. Ask Conan.
Yeah.
Conan will tell you what it is.
Conan knows.
James Earl Jones in this is seriously scary. You know what I mean? As a cult leader, the expression on his face never changes. For the full film, it's just solid, glaring, staring straight through expression on his face. The tone of his voice never alters. Like I said, the look on his face never changes. And then when he goes through the transformation, where he goes from human to snake, is quite good for the time. Really, it sort of works. But like I said, this is a really, really good film, and probably the best sword and sorcery film that's ever been put together, really, budget wise and cast wise, and it just really works. I mean, it's bloodthirsty as hell. The whole part where the raid the orgy, and there's the big cauldron in the middle, and they're stirring the cauldron. There's some like big thick green stew in it. Conan turns it out to scold everybody with it, and it's just full of arms and legs and heads, and you know what I mean. And they've been feeding it to each other. It's really, really good. The whole snake scene doesn't hold up as much anymore. It's just like Ernie rolling around with like a big rubber thing. You know what I mean? But as far as sword and sorcery films go, this is probably the best that was made. There's a good documentary on this release as well. But it's Conan the Barbarian. And like I say, if you've never ever listened to the full score of this, the soundtrack that goes along with this film, check it out because it is brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
I like that, Brian, that you picked Destroyer though, mate. It's
no, I didn't pick Destroyer. I picked Barbarian.
Oh, you picked Barbarian as well.
Yeah, this is both movies.
Oh,
The complete.
Oh, right, with you. That's what was throwing, mate. Oh, that's cool. It's it's a double feature.
Yeah, double feature. There are no bonus features on Destroyer. There's only a trailer, so all the features are on the Barbarian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a scene in this movie where he punches a camel in the face, and he says something like, "They're all sluts."
Yeah.
It's like some random fucking line. Like, it's just the most ridiculous Arnold you'll see. I don't know.
It's the scene where they've been getting high on lotus flowers.
Yeah.
And he just punches the camel.
Yeah. It's just such a good time with friends to watch this movie. Just have a couple of beers and relax with some Arnold.
It is good. I mean, he does the same again in Destroyer, but he punches a horse. He knocks a horse out.
Yeah, he just lays him out.
Yeah. But like I said, from the Conan franchise, like I said, Barbarian is fantastic. Destroyer's good, but Barbarian is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Brad, what did you throw up there, mate?
I went with number. This is a fantastic Severn release, Severn title. Definitely check this out. This is a lot of fun. It's streaming on Shudder. But in today's, I don't own a physical copy of it. Same thing. Sold it off. Never rebought. Just carried on living my life. But I'm pretty bad with studio releases. When I see them on sale, I grab them. But other than that, I just kind of wait. But in the days, it's an underrated Arnold film, in my opinion.
Yes, definitely.
And Arnold playing the ultimate trope, broken man ex-cop. He has the breakfast shake. We all know what that is.
Yeah.
He has to put a boot in it and a broken eggshell and a slice of pizza, and he does drink it. But again, the standout for me is Gabriel Byrne, who plays Satan, who's off his fucking meds in this movie. I'm telling you, he is crazy. The second he gets on screen as Satan, he just like rips a woman's top open and starts going to town on her in a public restaurant. He punches through a guy's skull that he gets upset with. I mean, it's pure debauchery at its best. Gabriel Byrne does a great job as Satan. It's a very underrated movie. It's like a kind of an Antichrist story, kind of a devil's advocate meets Rosemary's Baby, as an action movie. But it's a good one. In the days, I'm a big fan. It's my number 3.
Cool. It's like I say, it's one of my wife's favourites. She's really into it, and to get her to sit down to watch an Arnold film takes a lot, but she really likes that one.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny, what was yours again, dude?
It was Total Recall.
Total Recall. It is a good film. Like I say, it still holds up really well.
I wish
Tony, what was yours? What was yours again? Yeah,
Mine?
that 4K, yeah. Yeah, mate, yeah.
True
Lies
Lies
again. Yeah. Sweet. We're getting closer and closer. Pops, what was yours, mate?
T2.
Are you sure?
We're on number 3, right? This
sure?
is number 3, right? Yeah, I'm sure this is number 3. So, this is another movie. I think somebody said earlier that maybe it was another stream. I don't remember, but somebody said the special effects didn't really hold up that well in this. When this movie came out, the special effects on this thing was badass. Everybody was talking about how great it was. But my favorite part of this here is the motorcycle chase. You got Arnold with that shotgun, the way he flips it. I mean, come on, it's badass. It's definitely a totally different movie than the first one. It was a good comparison earlier. I think Brad said Alien to Aliens. You got a horror movie basically compared to an action movie. As far as action movie goes, it don't get much better than this. Edward Furlong's a little whiny, a little aggravating in this, but get past that. Robert Patrick does a great job as the T-1000. Just classic. And the special effects, he played that character perfect. He was perfectly cast for that. And another part of that movie I always geek out over is when Arnold's in the mall and he has the box of roses under his arm and he drops the roses out and has the gun. Yeah. Of course, Guns N' Roses did the music for it.
Roses.
Yeah. So I kind of geeked out over that. But just a fun movie. I mean,
really sick edition you got there too, with the I figured everybody was going to show that at some point. Where it's
got one of those really cool looking steelbook.
Yeah, it's really.
I know
nice.
Tony's got it. I think Brian's got it too, don't he? I think Johnny might have it also.
I don't have it.
You don't have it?
So
here's my edition.
But
I didn't upgrade it's the same disc, so
this steelbook because artwork on the steelbook's just badass.
Yeah, I do agree.
So I had to grab that,
but I couldn't support it for some reason.
Yeah,
I need the new scan.
Yeah, I know,
but that is the badass edition. I'm not gonna say it's not.
I'm just a big fan of the way they do these flips over the steels. Like the American Psycho one. So
they're some of the best steelbooks.
Yeah. And that's a movie that I've bought so many times in my life. I had no problem buying it one more time. I've bought that movie in every possible imaginable format. So.
Yeah, same here.
So, that was definitely my number 3. I'm back on track.
For sure this time.
I am sure. I am sure. Old age is a bitch.
For the chat quickly. School of 22, those MODs from Spain and all bootlegs. They do a pretty good job with them if they had them. Crusher, Conan the Barbarian is one I've not watched forever, going to watch very soon. Yeah, it's brilliant, mate. X-Teen says Conan is one I don't remember. Definitely drunk the one time I saw it. It's definitely worth a rewatch. X-Teen, definitely. Both of them are, but Barbarian is better than Destroyer. I mean, they keep sort of teasing, don't they, with King Conan and showing, and he sat on the throne as an older guy, but I don't think it'll ever happen.
No.
Conan Montana, just not into half-naked hunks covered in baby oil, wielding swords. For some reason, mate, it's my go-to. I don't know why. It's the beast is amazing, though.
Right?
Yeah. Conan Montana, that's it, X-Team. Now that you put it that way, I might need to revisit it. That's Cody, that one. Cody, I didn't grab T2 because of the transfer. It still sucks.
Yep.
X-Teen, same. Passed on T2. Skull, like T2 a lot, but not the case for me until they fix that transfer.
Well, a point on that.
Paul, how's it going, fellas?
The Blu-ray, the previous Blu-ray does come with this. So you can watch it on Blu-ray and have this edition. So just depends if you've never picked it up before.
Right. School is saying hi to Paul. Is Paul feeling better? Okay, up to the date with the chat. Okay, so it's number 2 time. It's getting down to it.
Yep, we're almost there.
Yep.
Home stretch.
Is everybody ready?
Yep.
And 3, 2, 1. Predator, Total Recall, Predator, cool. Terminator 2, and another Total Recall. Johnny?
Terminator 2.
Cool. It's coming. To be fair, it's closer to than what I thought it would be. There's the same picks quite a few times there. But for me, Predator, brilliant. The whole sort of score that goes along with this as well. Just that sort of, it's constantly in the background. That little segment, it really works. It's just one of those films that when I was younger, just constantly watched it over and over again on an old VHS copy out of it. Couldn't get enough of it. And again, I love the whole franchise in general. Even the bad ones, even the Alien vs Predator stuff, I even like that. And it stinks, but it's even Predator, the newer one, the Predator.
The Predator.
Yeah, it isn't brilliant, but there's still enough there for it to be enjoyable. Predators, I think, is fantastic. That the whole spin on it, where they take humans away from Earth and put them on a different planet. I think that's great. But this is where it all started. And like I said, I can't get enough of it. You know what I mean? It's great. This is the Ultimate Edition I've got, so there's quite a few extras on that.
Yeah.
Anybody else got anything to say on them? Because the titles are sort of popping up, of similar.
I got the same thing as you on this one. So.
Yeah.
I am a huge Paul Verhoeven fan.
Yes,
I love his movies. I think he's great. I think you can't duplicate his movies. But the cast again, great. We all know the players in this. But Ronnie Cox is Cohagen. Big, he's great in everything. Dick Jones and ruthless, of course. They don't need air. Who cares? All that stuff. But Mike Ironside is the rage that he has in this movie is so. I mean, obviously his wife is banging Arnold in this, and he's just got to be okay with that because his boss told him to, and he's just firing his gun and everything. Just a hothead. But my personal favorite thing with this movie is the complete and utter disregard for human life. I mean, Arnold uses a man for a human shield that is just there for no reason, and the guy gets shot like 200 times. He's completely riddled from head to toe in bullets, and then Arnold throws his dead body. The guy's not even involved with anything, and he just throws his dead body on the guy. I mean, it is ridiculous. The violence is on another level, a huge body count, and I've always enjoyed this one. It's my number 2, and I'm glad to have it. I wish you got a little better scan, but what are you gonna do? It is what it is.
Yeah, it is an enjoyable film. You know what I mean? It's like I said before. You can just put it on. You can have it on in the background. You don't really need to know what's going on. You know what's going on. You know what I mean? It's one of those you can rewatch over and over again. I can anyway. It's a great film.
Yeah.
Tony, I just saw you wheeling something in there, my friend, and I know what that is, and that is brilliant.
Oh dear God. Jesus Christ.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
That's a bald ass right there. I need details.
Oh man, this thing, I've had this thing for a long time. It never comes out of the box, but I thought I'd bring it out of the box today.
That is something special.
Where'd you get that from, Tony?
and that's.
I'd have to research and I'll have to remember.
Okay.
Whenever they released the 3D version of Predator, when they was releasing everything in 3D, this came out. But,
okay. I was really proud of my set here. I'm just going to slide this over to the side. Nobody needs to see that anymore.
That's one of my pride and joys right there.
Yeah, I'm going to put that up there. There's nice little cards that came inside that. I'm just going to put that to the side. Damn, that's nice, Tony.
It is superb.
My Total Recall experience, Mo, it's kind of like a little story as a kid. When I was 6 or 7 years old, all my buddies in the neighborhood would all come to my house. My mom let us watch Total Recall, and it was not the movie we should be watching as 6 or 7 year old kids. I remember all my friends were going home to their parents because they just tell their parents whatever, that they're seeing 3-titted women and all sorts of violence and stuff like that. And my mom got in trouble that day for sure from the neighborhood parents.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, I always remember that from anytime this movie gets brought up, that's what I think about. And it's just really a fun memory of my childhood is watching this movie on, I think it was HBO when it was originally airing and stuff like that. It was just a fun time. And I'll never forget seeing that, like, it was like one of my first nude scenes as a kid was seeing a woman with 3 boobs, and I was like, "Is that real? Is that really a thing?"
If it is,
yeah.
I'm interested.
Yeah, and it's just the line he uses, isn't it? Baby, you made me wish I had 3 hands. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
and whenever he reveals his arm too, the alien arm, that was insane too as a kid.
Yeah. It is good. Let's just go through the chat a bit. Paul says, still feel a bit meh. Sculder just rested today. Sculder thumbs up. Sculder, that looks great, Tony. It looks amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
X-Teen, that's a mantelpiece. It certainly is.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Trina. How's it going, man?
What's up?
I'm talking to Trini.
Brad's wanting to know how everybody was able to see what he was doing on his phone.
Yeah.
Paul saying hi, Trina. Even the Vanderbilts are on point on that Predator piece. It's a brilliant sculpt. It is a brilliant sculpt.
In the room next to me, that's where all those kind of pieces are. All this is the collection. Well, there's collection in there too, but I just don't have a place to put it in here,
Right next to that Predator mantle is a glass jar with the head of the previous mailman that kept damaging packages over at Tony's.
You don't own the Alien head, do you, Tony, with all the Alien films in it? There is a release. Nope. There is a release of an Alien sculpt of the head on a stand. And if you take the top of the head off, it's got all the Alien films in it that run through it. That's a nice big looking piece as well.
Yeah, that one, and I don't have the iRobot head. I want that iRobot head.
Right, yeah.
Damn. Tony, that thing that you got, it's going for anywhere to $600 to $1,000.
And here I am just
that pisses me off.
The thing about it is I'm not one of those that just sells it for the money. I want to keep it.
Yeah.
But if I told you that I was selling it, you'd buy it from me, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would.
We get a payment plan going.
Easy pay plan. I'll pay you $20 a week.
For the rest of your life.
Yeah, if you ever get rid of that thing, let me know.
Well, listen, just keep up with me. If I pass away anytime, you can have it.
All right. I got video documentation of that and 5 witnesses.
I'll vouch for it.
Brian will drive you up here.
Yeah, you ain't far from me. I'll drive. I can make that drive.
Challenger 5150 says, "Let's see that room, Tony."
Yeah, one day.
You need a room tour, man.
There's some videos out there on my channel if you ever want to search it. But
Yeah.
there's so many stacks of movies in there. Just to me, I'm a perfectionist. I like everything to look perfect. And in that room, there's so much extra stuff that I'm embarrassed to show it.
Cody Montana. Tony needs to open up an Airbnb.
Yeah.
Yeah. You wouldn't get no sleep. Tony would just be standing over you all night.
Yeah.
Going, don't touch anything. Don't touch anything. Don't even think about it.
Okay, guys, it's that time, and it's everyone's number ones. This has been fun. It was close. I thought it would have been closer, more towards the beginning, but it's been closer towards the end. To be honest, it's so I think people sort of think down the same lines. I thought people would have been completely everywhere with this, but I think it's people are closer than what you think with the favourite Ernie films.
Top five.
It'll be interesting. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what's everyone's number ones. So are we ready? Are we ready to do the number ones? Yep.
Yep.
In 3, 2, 1.
Lady Terminator.
Lady Terminator. Brilliant. Fantastic. That's cool. I can see why everyone went Terminator. I really can.
What about Johnny?
Johnny, man.
Mine was definitely Predator for number one.
Predator.
Cool. Yeah. Again, I can see why, mate. I can see exactly why. Yeah, you can't agree with
Johnny,
that.
I went back and forth, man, between this and Predator's number one, man. I just had to pick one. But yeah, this is.
That was a complete struggle and a fight for me. But I think the only thing that took it for me, especially with Predator, not only was that my first Arnold movie I ever saw, but it was the first VHS I ever had it eat up in my VCR. That was a horrible memory.
That happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I said, for me, Running Man. Growing up, this was the one. The whole sort of bit of future that looks like chaos. It looks like overpopulation, not enough food. You know what I mean? It's coming close to home with that kind of thing now. And the whole thing, how media was twisted in the beginning of it. You know what I mean? He did one thing, they showed it in doing something different. I mean, it's not different to what we do now. But then the whole thing with the game show and everything, and like we spoke about this before, each character that gets brought in to try and run him down is just fantastic. You know what I mean? It works for me on every level. Just that opening scene where they're trying to escape. You know what I mean? It's fantastic. Like even down to the suits that they're wearing, the Running Man suits. I mean, they've got the little Adidas logo on them. You know what I mean? It was all about selling everything out at that point, and just the whole way that each character came into running down. You know what I mean? And got involved, and I thought it just works for me on every level. And another one where the music score's fantastic on it as well. Again, this is released in the UK. There's a little bit of bonus stuff on it, but not much. But for me, my number one, Running Man.
Yeah, so thinking about modern day stuff for the Running Man, you think about the Hunger Games, you think about the Squid Games, that kind of stuff. It's probably because of that film.
And something else about that I really liked was the other game shows they would advertise. You got the guy climbing the rope, climbing for dollars. We got a dog biting him on the ass. That was a lot of fun. So
yeah,
it was cool.
Yeah, just the fact that
satire works for
like the three contestants have won it. You know what I mean? You actually get down to it. It was just video editing. You know what I mean? They just edited it to make it look like they'd won. And again, just the bit where they superimpose Jesse Ventura's, where they do like the body scan to make him look like he's beat Arnold and killed him. In fact, that he's not. It's closer to the truth now than it was back when it came out. You know what I But for me, it was always Running Man. You know what I mean? The whole thing where he says, "I'll lose." Nah, only in a rerun. There you go. Yeah,
only in a rerun.
Only in a rerun. So it's,
what do you say? He said, "I live to see that contract. If you leave enough room in your stomach for my fist."
Yeah,
my fist how you throw and break your GD spine.
Yeah,
he's saying that on TV, and they're like, "Cut the commercial, cut the commercial."
Yeah. I'm gonna stick it down your throat and rip out your goddamn spine. Bradman, why did you go number one with what you chose?
Lady Terminator.
Lady Terminator.
Terminator is my all-time favorite Arnold movie by far. That's not even close to me. It's the only role Arnold is suited to play. Very little dialogue. Yep. He looks like he's made out of machine. I mean, he took it very, very seriously. He had a big lunch with James Cameron. It's well documented that he really wanted to play the role because he was obsessed with another movie where Yul Brynner plays a robot, and he was very interested in playing that character. Mm-hmm. And it's done totally severe, totally serious. It's nothing joking about it. It's opposite of T2, where it's kind of lighthearted, but this is absolutely serious. And I really like the gun store scene. Come on, we all know the gun store scene. He goes in, he starts ordering futuristic weapons, and he's like, just what you see here, pal. The Uzi 9mm.
Yeah.
And he blows away the clerk and
Dick Miller.
Dick Miller, yeah. And I really like, again, the severity of it.
Plasma rifle with 40-watt range.
40-watt range.
Was
the one.
In the police interrogation video that they show Linda Hamilton, where Kyle Reese is screaming, he's gonna come in here and he's gonna rip her heart out. And there's not a thing you can do to stop it. I'm the only one. He's playing it 100% straight, and he seems crazy, but and eventually it happens. He comes right through the police station, no problem. Luckily they get away. But T1, like I said, it's the most suited role for Arnold. They push the limits of his acting abilities. I always mention this, but there's a gag in the movie where Arnold is smoking, literally, like the body of him is smoking. They poured acid all over his wig and all over his jacket, so he would literally smoke in the scene. You can't doing that today. That's not happening. So stuff like that, I really enjoy the grittiness of it. And I go on and on about Terminator. I'm a big fan of T1. We need that 4K.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fantastic film. Johnny, what did you choose again, mate?
I gotta say, man, I'm kind of really surprised in your number one pick. You went with the Running Man for number one. I was sure as shit it was going to be Junior. I just did, man.
I mean, if someone doesn't throw that up in a bit as a piece of absolute garbage, I don't know what it is. I mean, what the hell possessed him to do that film apart from the money? You know what I mean?
I think you definitely made your feelings towards that movie very well known on 21 Questions. Woo!
It's a stinker, and it's a black dot on his resume for sure. Probably one of the only ones. You know what I mean? It's but for everything that he's done, you know what I mean, past and present, it's one of the ones for me that is truly atrocious. You know what I mean? It's an awful film.
He didn't even read the script of that. His agent didn't even look at it. They were just like, "Look at the check, man. Just go do it."
Yeah.
Probably only needed him for a certain amount of days, and he got paid the same rate.
Yep.
Why not do it?
Yeah.
There you go. Or either that, or he owed somebody one hell of a big favor. But yeah, I went with Predator for number one. T2, of course, that holds a very special place in my heart, man. But Predator, man. If there was one movie I wish I could go back and see it for the first time, man, that movie is definitely a high on that list for sure, man. The Predator changed everything for me when I saw it. It was. I remember I just watched my mom used to rent it so many times for me from the video store, and it was like, they didn't have duplicate copies of it. It was the same VHS every time. And we finally bought a new VCR. It wasn't like the top loaders. It was the one you just pushed in the front, and it would take it the rest of the way and load it. Yep. As soon as I got a brand new VCR, that bitch got 8.
That's terrible.
Yep. I was in there with a butter knife and a fork trying to fish it out. Great memories right there.
Brian, your number one pick, mate?
Last Action Hero. I know it's not a popular number one pick, but it's my favorite Arnold movie. I love though it's so meta, and he makes fun of himself the entire time. When I was a kid, I saw this movie in the theater when I was a kid, and then you always wanted to be part of the movie, and it's really cool that he can just like go into the movie with that ticket. I wish there was something like that in real life that we could do. We could all jump into our favorite movies and be a part of them. And everything about this movie is hilarious to me. I just love how it's just so good how he makes fun of himself and how he brings Arnold home to his mom and everything. And his mom is like, "Who you killed? Mozart. Mozart." He's like
he's in the video store, and he points out a Sylvester Stallone stand up, and man, that guy's great.
This is the best role he ever did. She's like, you were in a movie star. He's like, yeah, I was in the movie. You starring the girl of my dreams. Whatever he says.
Yeah.
But it's hilarious, man.
I went to Best Buy to go grab that exclusive 4K right there. I was very excited whenever Best Buy got it in. I went and grabbed it, and I was so excited to bring it home and let the kids watch it because they had never seen it for the first time. And I'm a big fan of that movie. Unfortunately, that night it was horrible. Like all three of my kids were like, "This doesn't do it for me." I was like, "No."
Oh man, it's just a great time.
It is, man. It is.
I can't wait till I have kids so I can show them the Beast and Heat. That's just gonna be a moment for me. You don't even know.
Dude.
These fucking kids, they'll report your ass these days, man.
Yeah. The shit we were watching when we were 5 and 6, that shit don't play anymore. You'll be in jail. You let your kids watch that shit now.
Way different.
7 titles at age 4. Come on.
Tony, have you got anything else to say on your number one pick?
No, I think everybody's pretty much said it. Definitely my number one pick. If you think about Arnold Schwarzenegger, this is the movie you think about. So, at least I do.
It's true.
As I said, I have no complaints about his acting in Terminator. He has nothing to say.
No, nothing.
So he just does a very well. I believe him. I believe him as the Terminator.
It's a job.
Less is more. Sometimes.
I mean, definitely. I mean, has anybody got any honourable mentions that's with them?
Yeah.
They want to show.
I wanted to talk about a recent Arnold film.
Oh,
pretty recent. Maggie, have y'all seen this?
I have seen Maggie.
Great film. Me and Johnny was talking about it the other night.
Yeah, this was good. To me, it was a different type of role for him. And out of all the things that he's done recently, to me, this is probably the standout. So Maggie is a good one. Also, that's pretty much it as far as his most recent stuff.
I liked him in that movie. I'm blanking on the title. I don't own it. It's Aftermath. I thought it was pretty interesting what he played in that.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have a ton to say, but he loses his family in a plane crash, and he wants answers, and it becomes a whole different thing. But he does pretty good in Aftermath, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's safe to say that my number 1 and 2, whatever, Terminator and Predator, I think that makes sense because I got about 12 posters in here, and the 2 Arnold posters I have is Terminator and Predator. Mm-hmm. I just looked up and remembered that, so that's I guess that's honestly is my 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So, just a little side note.
Yeah, I mean, the one for me, again, being a Sword and Sorcery fan, and I couldn't sort of put it in the list for me because he's not his film, even though his name's all over it, and he isn't in it, and he is in it, but it's not his film. Is Red Sonja?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Red Sonja should have had Conan in it. but there was licensing issues and they couldn't use the name Conan, so they had to change a lot of things around. So his character in this one's called Calidor. And it sort of works. You can see what the angle is they're going with. They change him up a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's a Bridget Nielsen film, really. But look at the way that's. I mean, look at you would think that's a Schwarzenegger film. There's nothing to do with Bridget Nielsen on that at all, apart from the little bit of a down here. But you know what I mean? That if that's how they're going to market it, they're going to market it, and that's if they're going to get it out. But I love this film. I think it's fantastic. Why it's a 15, I'm not 100% sure. Because I'm sure it wasn't a 15 when I was younger. I'm sure this was probably only PG. But it's another film that I like that he's in like that. That's a cool one.
Yeah. If you don't mind, I was just going to show 3 more titles.
Go for it, Tony. Go for it.
I went and just pulled all my Arnold VHS tapes out.
Nice.
So we have Raw Deal, which was a really good one. Then I've got Conan the Destroyer VHS.
Nice.
And then lastly, Brian's favorite, Batman and Robin.
Oh yeah, there you
go. My kids, they grew up watching this. This was their Batman movie. Growing up in the '90s. So we had a lot of fun with this one. The action figures, the collectible toys. We had the posters, all this stuff with the kids growing up. So anyway, this was their Batman.
Well, I'd like to show off my entire rest of my Arnold stack, if you don't mind.
Right on.
Man, go for it. Go for it.
Pretty much every Arnold thing I own, really. I don't own some of his later films, but I do have the Predator set, but I can't find it. It's like behind the couch somewhere. I got stacks behind the couch like crazy. So I got the same 4K set that Pops has. That would have been my number 11 pick. 12 would have been a Running Man, and 13 Terminator. I know it's pretty low on the list, but whatever. So I got the True Lies bootleg. Got Hercules in New York, the worst fucking Arnold film ever.
Yeah,
I gotta have it.
Yeah, it's bad.
Running Man. This is the all the films released. No features on it really, but there's an audio commentary. That's about it. Dark Fate. I got Genesis up there with an Endo Skull set. I got the movie set for like $10.
The tiniest little Endo Skull.
Yeah, it's the tiniest thing, but I got it for $10, so why not? Terminator, of course. Got my T2 VHS.
Cool.
T1 VHS. Double feature of Collateral Damage and Eraser.
Mm-hmm.
Collateral Damage. I always forget about that one.
Yep. He's got the slip on all those Warner Brothers double features.
Yep.
That was a good Silver Saturday.
Nice.
End of Days.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Your favorite. We got Red Sonja with a little bit more Bridget Nielsen on the cover there.
Cool.
That's the DVD. We got Red Heat. Raw Deal. And an underrated classic, Pumping Iron.
Pumping Iron. Oh, yes.
Love this. Lou Ferrigno's great in here, too. There's a scene with
documentary.
There's a scene with Arnold smoking a joint in here.
Yeah.
Eating fried chicken. Yeah.
The bit where he's talking about pumping iron is like having sex.
Like having sex.
It's
like
day and night.
Yeah, I'm pumping in the gym, and it's just like coming. It's like coming in the gym. I'm coming at home.
That's my collection right there.
That's cool, man. We'll go through these comments real quick.
Damn right.
Cody Montana, Brad, Tony, and Pops, I salute you.
For picking Terminator for our number 1.
Yeah. Terminator, where have you been all my life?
You're damn right, Hall & Oates. Check that out. It's a Mondo Macabre release. It's a lot of fun. Shut up, Cody.
Terminator, a great movie. This is Crusher. Paul,
Yeah.
so do I, Paul.
You said it, Paul.
Again, first.
Chris, thank you.
Didn't gift Arnold a jet for doing T2.
Could be.
Me and my Tony, it's gonna cost me more
Did
money.
he? Is that,
You ready?
that thing was it? Give him a jet.
I don't know, but who knows? Look at that.
Oh,
Oh,
This has
dude.
light up eyes and sound effects. This is another one of my prize. The eyes light up
Man.
red. And
Alan's just going, can we get off the
makes
screen?
the-
We're doing something else.
hey Tony, message me after this, and we need to talk.
Brilliant.
come up and visit. Come up and visit.
Damn, that's nice.
Terminator is the first film my dad showed me. Life-changing experience at 6 years old. I bet it was at 6 years old.
Linda Hamilton.
Well, guys, we're up to
full-on,
date on the
sex scene in
chat.
that one.
Yeah, with Carl Reese, who'd had some old tramp's pissy pants on for an entire film. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Some old bums.
Some old
Yeah.
bums pissy pants. Oh, that's great.
Yeah. and then just decided
You
to
see
do
a real
film.
bright light.
She is very. You can tell she's enamored with him when he brings home like stuff to make pipe bombs, and she's all about it. She's like, "Yeah, fine, we're making pipe bombs." You know. He knew he was in the second she started making the pipe bombs with him.
Yeah, it's just the whole thing with that bit that he never once
Has
tried to
anybody
get
ever-
rid of those trousers.
Yeah. Has anybody ever thought it was weird that James Cameron's wife is Linda Hamilton, and they have such a graphic sex scene, and he's just right there in the room, just going, "Yeah, grab her here, do this." That's just the way I imagined it, at least.
Well, I don't think she was his wife until after that, right?
Oh, I'm not sure if
Yeah.
they were married.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit after that. So, but
Still weird.
yeah, it's still weird.
Still weird. Well, we are coming upon 3 hours, gentlemen. I really enjoyed that. I very much appreciate you guys taking the time out to drop on the stream while we talk about Arnold films. It's been fun. I've enjoyed it. The chat's been good all night. But I'm going to call it there. So, gentlemen, do you want to give a quick plug for each one of your channels? Starting with you, Brad. Do you want to go start first, mate?
I want to plug everybody else's channel. I mean, everybody else, these are the guys you should be subscribed to. My channel is not for everybody. Honestly, the less subscribers, probably the better, because I'm not going to consider your feelings or your opinions. I don't care. I'm on my best behavior on these guys' streams because these are buddies of mine. So I have kind of a YouTube channel basically spurred on by these guys, Alan in particular. Tony also constantly telling me to start a channel, so I did, for better or for worse. If you're interested in how to pack a box properly, that's my channel. I'm not interested in your opinions on it because you don't know what you're talking about. But
Hey, I got something to say about that.
If
You have to
you
do a
use bubble
video.
mailers whatsoever, do not subscribe to my channel. I do
You're
not
gonna have
want
to do a video
my
on
channel.
how to unpack the box that you send.
That's a good point, Tony. I didn't think about that one.
That's your next video, how to unpack. Because I spent 2 hours trying to get that last package undone without
Yeah, it was-
damaging anything.
It was
that's
pretty
a good
fun
point.
doing it. Pretty fun unpacking that one.
Yeah, I need to provide instructions, I guess, but that's my channel. It's just about bullshit and having fun with these guys.
Now, you guys go out and watch my video I did, the package that Master of the 80s sent me. I think it's a video I put up like last week. That thing there looked like a thing of cocaine. I mean, I could have flew that bitch to the moon and it'd have been in immaculate shape. Go watch that video, guys. It's pretty funny. That's a hell of a packing job.
I mean, collectors in general.
Probably got scanned at the airport.
Yeah, definitely. Collectors in general send things better because we know that the condition is important. I
And it came in perfect condition. You know, that's the way it should be.
When I'm mailing stuff to you guys, I'm always frightened to death that something's going to happen to it because it's going a long way. You know what I mean? And I'm always frightened to death, so I just over package like crazy mean, there must have been a full roll of personal tape. I sent that one to you, Alan. You know, I was just wrapping it round the getting it on. You know what I mean? It was, but it worked. It helped it. So
yeah, that was a fun unboxing.
Johnny, man, do you want to do a plug of your channel?
Give a big shout out, man, to everybody in the chat watching, having some fun. Definitely a big shout out right there to Challenger 5150. That's my brother right there. Without him, I probably wouldn't even have been able to put together a top 10 list, because I probably would have never seen the majority of these films without him. So growing up with him was a complete treat, man. I got introduced to some of the best films in the world just because of that guy right there. So much love to him and everybody who was watching.
Cool, man. Brian?
Not much more like I've already said before. Just basically just doing a bunch of Blu-rays content on my channel with my girlfriend Coco, and do a lot of live streams with you guys. And we love movies and we love boutique stuff, so that's pretty much what I'm all about.
Tony?
Yep. So I enjoy collecting physical media. I've been collecting since the 80s and haven't really stopped since. But I do love physical media. I love chatting with all these people that love collecting. And I do definitely appreciate you letting me be a part of this live stream.
Yeah, much appreciated.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, you're more than welcome, guys. More than welcome. Pop?
Yeah, man, this has been a good time, man. I'm really glad I was able to make it. There for a bit, I wasn't sure if I was gonna be able to join or not, and so I appreciate you being patient with me, going back and forth. But man, this has been a good time. I love hanging out with these guys. Some of my favorite guys on YouTube. Some of my best friends on here. And talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger, I mean, you don't get much better than that. So but guys, come over and check out my channel. I do movie stuff. Everybody's heard it before. And Johnny's got that 21 questions. If you guys haven't seen that, y'all go check that out. Yeah. That's been a good time. So
it's been fantastic.
Make sure y'all subscribe to everybody, even Brad. Brad comes across like but Brad, we're trying to get him to 100 subscribers. He's going to give away the Beast in Heat whenever he hits 100 subscribers.
He's almost there.
He's almost there. I might give away something. I'm thinking about giving away a Cat 3 title.
What, the Erotic Ghost Story?
The Erotic Ghost Story limited or basic edition. I got the limited edition from Tony, but I might give that away to 100 subscribers. But I seriously doubt that we'll get to 100 subscribers every day. It shocks me that it goes up. But
how many did you get yesterday?
You're over 50 now.
Yeah, I got a bunch from being on Tony's stream.
That's the way to do it, man.
You're going to be at 100 by July, I guarantee it.
So maybe we'll do a giveaway. I don't know if anybody wants this.
Do a giveaway, man. I'm telling you, I was at about 30, 40 subscribers, and Johnny did a giveaway for my channel. I think what was it, Johnny? You were going to do like $30 worth of movies to somebody, and I went from 30 to 100 like that. So it was a big success. So thank you, Johnny, again for that. But guys, everybody on the stream right now, there's some of my best friends out there. You need to subscribe to all of them. They're some of the best guys as far as not just content, but they're all good guys. So make sure y'all go out and subscribe to all of them. They're all good friends of mine, and me too while you're there, I guess. So
Alan's,
you ain't gonna find any
Alan
better.
And Brian are both on their way to 1,000. So anybody that's not subscribed, help me. They'll both. I know. Alan will do a big giveaway at 1,000 for sure.
Yeah, I'm working on that. Working on that now. I know. Me and Johnny talked about it recently. Whatever. We might get something brewing here soon.
Shush.
So I'll close it out, guys, with a little bit left in the chat. Cody Montana, great stream, guys. Not sure how you're going to top an hurdle.
Can be done.
See what we could put together. XT, that was falling inspired to watch Conan now.
Good
pervert.
Just said I enjoyed that. Great time. Thank you very much, everyone that's been in the stream all night. It's very much appreciated. Everyone that's been in the chats. Thank you for being patient with my lousy internet connection that just seemed to actually dropped out completely in the last 30 seconds. But it's come back in now. It's like I say, you pay more money to service providers. You expect big things, and I'm getting worse for it. So it's not good. You know what I mean? So I'll have to have a look into that before I do more of this kind of stuff. But thank you very much, gentlemen. It's very much appreciated. You guys dropping on here and shooting the shit like this. It's been fun. 3 hours and 4 minutes. I'll call it there, guys. Take care all, and I will see you all again soon.
Yep.
Bye, I'll see
Bye,
y'all.
everybody.
Yes.
See you
Much love,
now.
everybody.